Yeah, so what you're all here for is us talking about our favorite games of 2021. Hey.
Oh, that's why they're here?
I would assume. I don't know. Why else are you guys here?
I ask them that every day.
That's fair. You guys are wonderful. Thank you for sticking around as we, just do our rant and usual morning stuff. But I don't know how long this is going to take because I have a lot of clips. So, yay. I have a little bit less than I did last year. Last year we had done top 5 games released, top 5 games played that didn't release, and then 5 honorable mentions for each category. I will say for me, I only did 1 honorable mentions list that combined everything because I didn't have enough that released this year that I felt like would be on an honorable mentions list. So I just combined them and I have 7.
I did 5 games not released in 2021 and 2 honorable mentions. And then 5 games released in 2021 with 2 honorable mentions.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So that's what I did. But I just added extra clips to try to fill out the time that
that's
since
fine.
Kat has more.
I have so many. And because I will say I have 6 as my top 5 that released last year because the number 5 I couldn't decide between the 2 games. So
well then, Kat's breaking the rules. I see how it is.
Yeah, that's why I have 7 honorable mentions because I have 2 in one and then 2 in another because I couldn't decide between them. And I'll explain why I think they're pretty even in my brain. So, but yeah, what do we want to start with?
I don't know, chat. What do you want us to start with? Games released in 2021 or games not released in 2021?
Yeah, let us know.
We like
and then
to
we
do
do
that
honorable
because...
mentions after, right? Which I guess I can do all of mine at the end.
We could probably do honorable mentions first, actually, because they're not.
They're not.
You know
on
what I
the
mean?
List.
Yeah,
it's not as hyping.
Games not released in 2021.
Games released. Oh, oops.
Not released.
Not released.
It seems
1950s.
It seems like everyone wants not released, which makes sense.
Okay, and then
I feel like the ones that came out in
released.
2021 are more interesting.
Yeah, fair. All right, so then we do honorable mentions, games not released, and then games released. Do you remember the second Iron Man when you said that, Dalton? So bland it just hurts. Oh my god.
I mean, I can give you my honorable mentions for not released, and then I'll just give you the other 2 once we get to 2021's games. So.
Oh, that works too. Mine are all together because I didn't really.
That's fine.
Think
I mean,
about
you could split them up and just do half now and then half.
That's true too.
Do you want to do it that way?
Sure,
Just
I'll
so
leave
it's
like
not
my
like a
top
chunk.
3 for.
Okay.
And then my other 3 or 7, so 4 and then 3.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. So, do you want to start first or do you want me to start?
No, you can go.
Okay. I also have honorable mentions.
Oh my god, Kat.
But these, no clips. This is just, I'm just saying them.
All right.
The reason I can't put them on the lists is because half of it was played the year before and the other half this year. So it didn't feel like I could put them on the lists. Also, I think they were on the list last year as well. Death Stranding, Hades, and Fall Guys. Because I love them so much. And honestly, they'd be really high. But I played half of them in 2020. And Hades and Death Stranding and Fall Guys were all on the lists for 2020 as well. So I didn't feel like I could do them again. But
yeah, I have some that I kind of have to explain too. So
yeah. So I just wanted to honorable mention them because I got to do a good part of the last third of Death Stranding in the beginning of 2021. Hades I've been working on when I can, and Fall Guys I still play off stream, and also we season 3 we did in the beginning of 2021, but yeah. But yeah, so my honorable mentions, I'll start at number 5 is Spirit of the North. I only have 1 clip. I don't have as many clips for the honorable mentions. Spirit of the North was really cute, pretty, very beautifully done, and honestly just a great collectible game. The story isn't as heavy. It's like there's no words or anything. It's just you get to run around as a cute fox. You get different skins if you collect enough, so like you get to change the way your fox looks and stuff. I just thought it was a really cute, chill game to play. So I'm gonna make it so Kita can see. And there we go. Yeah, that should work. You can see. Hopefully you can hear once I hit play, but I haven't done that yet. So this is the only clip I had because I didn't have many clips from it. We're gonna pause the music. All right, and switch over to gaming layout. There we go. Hey, so this is just a clip from it. This is kind of me breaking the game for a moment, but here you go. Maybe. Can I go over here? Oh. Hold on, I'll let it autoplay again. But yeah, that was me. Supposed to go over there. Oops. Maybe. Can I go over here? There you go. There's me. Yeah.
F.
Yep.
I don't think I'm supposed to go over there.
So that's me. A. All right. Anyway, so that's the one clip I have. I realized I didn't have my face cam in the same place, or in a in a folder I needed it in, so that took a second to come back. Sorry. But yeah, so yeah, that's my number 5. Do we want to alternate, or do you just want me to pick the few that I'm
alternate?
Okay. So what's your next one?
Okay, so my honorable mention for games not released in 2021 is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I specifically am saying the PS2 version because it's playable. The GameCube version is something else.
That's fair.
But we played through the PS2 version again, and I really liked that growing up, and still think it holds up for the most part. It's definitely one of the better ones. So I have a clip from that.
Oh my god. Oh, is it? I was thinking of I saw many clips from Harry Potter games from Kita, and they were great. All right. Wait. Okay. Oh.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Can we just...
Ah!
Ooh, you can just see through the back of her head. Myrtle, hold still. Are you ready for that?
That was
That's
nightmare fuel.
horrifying.
Ah!
Oh, God.
I hate that. Ah!
You're all welcome for
Oh
that.
my god.
Wow.
God,
Okay,
that's initially so terrifying. That's so fucking cursed.
You're welcome for this
Oh
cursed
my
content.
God. How did they do that? That's amazing.
Oh, God.
Aw, bye, Quinzel. Take care of yourself. Sorry, Squidbot doesn't like dots.
You're all welcome for that.
Squidbot hates dots. So yeah, that's
Okay.
cursed.
Wait, I also wanted to share this one because this is from the GameCube version, which we did a stream of. And
I hope this is what I think
it is so broken.
Oh,
So
I'm excited.
So this isn't on the list, but
Like, it's the same game, but different game.
yeah.
All right. What's wrong with Nick? The fucking T-posing. Oh my god.
Everyone
T-posing.
T-posed.
I know. Oh my god. Kita just has a clip of everyone in the room T-posing, and I died. Oh my god.
Everyone
Chat.
T-posing? I have several clips
Well, it was
of
like-
everyone.
Yeah, it was like the kids and what's his name?
What,
Fancy
Lockhart?
bitch. Yeah, Lockhart. Yeah. Oh my god. And Snape. Oh, captions, yes. Although it'll only capture me, but it's fine. Got it. Got it. It should be on. Let me know if it is not.
Hold on.
T-Pose to assert dominance. I really don't recall that game being that glitchy. It's so good.
It is on GameCube.
Yeah, GameCube
People would not stop. Hold on.
Kita found
Here,
some
I think
hilarious
this is-
gems with these old ass Harry Potter games.
I
CC
think you
works-
wanted this one?
Here, let's see. Probably. Yeah, yes, it was this one. I remember the title. Yeah.
There you go.
Oops. I don't know what I just did there. Here. I accidentally just made a new window. Don't worry about it.
Lucy's in the background being an absolute creeper. With me.
Famous Harry
Like,
can't even go into a bookshop without making the front page.
they were just like in synchronization.
Want all that?
Like,
Lucy's in the
I
background
love
being an
this
absolute
bounce right here.
creeper. Oh,
The jumping to T-pose. I can't. I played the GameCube game when I was young. You got the uneventful version, apparently, and missed out. Libnitz!
T-posing for dominance.
T-posing for dominance. Thank you so much, Libnitz, for the 40 months of support. That is so many months. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's Harry Potter prop hunt! Oh my god. I can't. I just can't. That's amazing. Okay. So that's your second one?
No, that's just my first honorable mention. The GameCube
Oh,
one
okay.
doesn't get on
Oh,
that
right,
list
right, yeah.
because it's so broken, but it was hilarious. So I wanted to share
Amazing.
clips from that version.
That's fair. So my next one on my honorable mentions is two games that I couldn't decide between. Lost Words, Beyond the Page, and Raccoon. Both very fucking emotional games. Very emotional games. And Raccoon feels like to the moon, like in terms of gameplay and stuff, and with a little bit more fantasy. Whereas Lost Words has a very unique gameplay style that I show off a little bit in one of the clips. But like, they're both very, very well done games. Both gameplay and story-wise, and beautiful. Just, I cried for both games. I may have cried a lot for Lost Words because it hit really close to home. And that's all I can really say. It is very emotional, but it, like, I'll spoil if I say too much. But like, I played it at a really bad time, let me just say. So I was a little more emotional than the average person probably would be playing Lost Words. But it is still very, very good. And honestly, it's from the perspective of a kid, and I thought the writing, they did very well at showing how a kid would react to said situation. And Raccoon was very good at, like, plot twisting and seeing things from multiple perspectives and stuff. And I really evenly loved both. I only have one clip from Raccoon that was really good to show it off, just to show off its cuteness, because Raccoon was a precious fucking game. It looks like this. I got to see this happy boy, and I was equally just as happy. Hold on, I have to remove my face. There we go. His name's Friendly Foot. I love him.
Is he a foot?
I
This
don't.
is
No, he's a
great.
plant.
I
just-
can
Oh.
feel the water flowing up through the ground into my toes.
Are you sure he's not a foot?
I know. I don't know.
Like maybe we're only seeing
water.
the top,
Water.
Yeah.
the ankle portion.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you were supposed to water these little buds, and they were so happy. And then, like, it helps the tree in the middle.
Say that foot
Something
is
like
rude.
that. So maybe it is like the tree's foot. I don't know. But it's just so fucking cute.
Happy feet.
Happy Feet. Yeah, that's what it was titled. So the game is like you play this little child and his mom is following you around. She's in your party and you go on this adventure into this fantasy world together. But also there's a deeper plot, obviously. Also you make, oh my God, I cried probably every stream because each section is you helping other people in the hospital that you're in, because he's in the hospital.
Aw.
You don't know why. So it's helping other people with either the loss they've had or, you know, getting over something that is maybe the reason they're in the hospital. And I just, oh my God, it wrecks your heart every time you play. Oh, it's a good, beautiful game, but also hard. And then this is Lost Words. So I wanted to show off a little bit of the cuteness and then a little bit of the gameplay. So this is the cuteness.
As her anger left, it brought a change.
And she died. No.
Did it again.
I made myself laugh, damn it.
Lump's anger gone.
Look at him!
Lump? As her
Lump is cute! I love Lump. Lump is presh. And then, so you're playing this girl, but then half the scenes are you playing this girl, which I only show this, but, and it's platforming. And then the other part of the game is like, you're seeing a journal and you're jumping on the sentences and stuff and helping make the journal and like helping this little girl write about what's happening in her actual life. And then when she doesn't want to deal with real life mood, she goes into the fantasy world. So, but yeah, this is how like a little bit of the gameplay is. You use words to make things happen.
Oh,
So,
okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, to solve puzzles. Yeah, which I thought was really cool. And then I kind of broke it a little.
Wow.
Oops. Because it wasn't expecting you to do that.
Okay.
But yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, just as a warning for all of this stream, there will be probably spoilers for the games that we talk about. But if we don't talk about it, try not to say too many spoilers just for people in chat, because I tried not to do like massive ending spoilers for games. But there are obviously just going to be spoilers from clips. But yeah, no, like you're not in trouble or anything. They're just purging it so that way other people who maybe want to play the game don't want to know. So, how did you play it? Was it on PC? I played it on PC. I think I got a key for it, which was awesome. That or Finder might have gifted it to me, because it was Finder's Patreon pick. I do remember that. And Raccoon was To Be Fair's Patreon pick. So they were both Patreon picks. But yeah, those were evenly tied for me because they were very emotional games, very good, and I just anyway. Kita, what's your next one?
Mine is not emotional at all.
That's fine.
So my next honorable mention is Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, which we played during Twitch Miss, and it's a co-op game on the PS2. I don't know if it's on other consoles or not, but I remember renting this with my dad back in the day and having a lot of fun with it because it's like a co-op campaign that you play through as Liu Kang and Kung Lao.
Yep.
And it was funny because chat was fully expecting it to be terrible. And I'm like, guys, I remember this being pretty fun. And then it was. So.
And it lived up.
Yeah. So Eco and I played it together, which was a lot of fun. Because, I don't know, couch co-op, it's not really as big as it was. You know, with online and everything, which is great for convenience and, you know, when you're far away from somebody. But it's fun to play some couch co-op games.
Yeah.
So I have 2 clips from that.
Clippies. All right. Here's one.
Changing.
Hold on. This is called Wii. I'm excited.
Yeah, mine isn't changing. I keep doing this.
Wait.
All right.
I thought you were gliding for a moment. Oh! Oh! Yeet!
Ow! Ow!
Eco's
Mine
laugh!
isn't I keep doing this.
Oh my god, when Eco laughs hard, it gets to me.
All right.
Just, wee! Oh my god, the two of you. Oh. I'm actually realizing you guys almost have similar laughs. Oh my god. I love it.
So for reference, I was playing as Kung Lao and he's Liu Kang, so I have the hat.
So you were the one that yeeted.
Yes, I was the one that yeeted somehow.
Whee! Okay. Oh, so good. I love it. How?
Just wait for the
That's a
next
great
one.
question. Okay. Next one.
Hello.
Yo! That was amazing! OP. That's so good.
Hello.
Dunk, 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 dunk. That's so good. Fatality. Oh my god. Love it. Hat for the win.
I fully did not expect that to happen. He just jumped at the right time. Didn't even
That
know
was
that I could
amazing.
send someone flying with my hat. So
That is so good. I missed that one. That's so fucking good. I'm dying.
we had a lot of fun playing through that.
That's amazing. That looks like a fun couch co-op too.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
it's pretty fun. It's like a beat 'em up, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yo. That's so good. I just
And
can't.
chat was telling us fatalities, so we were doing fatalities as we were playing through, which was fun.
Yo. Heck yes. That's the point of the game. That's the whole point of Mortal Kombat is fatalities.
It is. It is that.
All right, I'll
do
probably
have
save
one.
the other. Okay.
Do you want a fatality?
Yes. Also, I'll save the other 4 for when we break it up.
Okay.
Because my number 3 is 2 as well, and then
Okay.
2 and then 1. So. All right. Clicking Kitas. Oh no, what is this? Oh, it did sound. Yo.
I present to you a rabbit. I like how you're.
The poor rabbit didn't deserve
Now
it.
I beat you with it.
The rabbit actually looks fine.
Yeah, the rabbit's fine.
Strong rabbit.
The rabbit's invincible. That is a strong
Yep.
rabbit.
Yes, it is.
I pull a rabbit out of my hat. That is
For
so
my
good.
next trick, I'll beat you with it.
Present to you.
Yeah.
A rabbit.
Oh my god.
I like how you wave.
Oh.
Like, hi. And now I
Amazing.
beat you with it.
And look, the rabbit's fine.
Yep.
He's just covered in the blood of his enemies.
That's right.
And there was me thinking it was going to be a friendship.
Nope.
Rip. Nope. Still a fatality. Rabbits are immortal and unfeeling in Mortal Kombat, apparently. Oh my god. Okay. So, we're doing games that we played this year, or top 5 games we played this year that were not new, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, my number 5 that came out this year, or did not come out this year. It actually came out, I think, at the dead end of the year before.
Oh, really?
But, yeah. At Dead of Night, which I don't know if it would be on my top 5 if I hadn't watched several playthroughs and had a tactic, to be completely honest, because I think that game might be really infuriating to anyone going into it blind. But having a tactic, honestly, it's a really good horror game. It's very a tic-tac. It's very innovative, like, because not many horror games do a point-and-click style like this, and also are FMV. Like, in its jump scare-wise, it's very good jump scares. Like, even though I was late game, I was used to him scaring me, I still got jump scared. It didn't matter. He was still terrifying. So, At Dead of Night was my number 5, because as a horror game goes, it was very, very good. Fresh breath is important when you're being jump scared. Yeah. So I have 3 clips. So all of me getting jump scared. This is the normal jump scare you usually see, I think. No, I don't know. We're going to find out together. I don't remember. Let me hide my face, though. There we go. Oh, no.
Christ.
No, that was just a video. Or a memory
Oh.
or whatever. Yeah. So that scared the shit out of me. Is that the
was
one
on
where you go to a
fire.
hotel? Yeah.
I'm on fire.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on fire.
God damn it! And Don just played it in real life. Yes, that was the well played one. Is when you guys do the command at the right moment. God damn it. So yeah, that jump scared me. Then there's this one. Wait, what was it called? Oh, okay. I was looking at chat.
I was looking at chat. Oh, Jesus Christ.
So the scream is what startled me more than the image,
because child not to hold a burning toy. Second of all,
Why was she still holding it? Like, drop it.
I know. That's what I was saying.
Like, I'm just saying, it seems like it might be on her.
Yeah. Just a little bit. Yeah, I don't know why that. Child, let go.
She's just
but
like,
anyway,
I'll just hold it.
And then these are the normal jump scares you get throughout the game.
This looks interesting.
It's a dead end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I edited that clip.
Yep. That's the ending
That's
of
what
my
that
raid
was
response.
from.
Yeah. Like, it's not that big of a deal when you really, like, get down to it.
He scared the shit out of me.
Hated it. Hated it.
Literal dead end.
So it's not, like, once you get used to the game, it's not that big of a deal to get captured in terms of consequence. He really only takes 1 or 2 items. He'll take all your keys, but whatever. Like, that sucks, but it's not, like, a progress issue. You can still make progress, which is why I was like, okay, I'll play this. But also I had a tactic because I knew you could go lure him in if you had a key to the room. I knew you could lure him in, go into the wardrobe, and sometimes he'll go into the bathroom. So the only way to tell if he went into the bathroom is to get out of the wardrobe after he leaves, quote unquote, because it's just a door shutting. So you don't know which door shut. And then you wait to see if you can hear him in the hallway yelling your name or not. If he's yelling your name in the hallway, he's not in the bathroom. He's still wandering. But if you hear just silence for a long time, you're pretty sure he's in the bathroom. So what you do is you beeline it to the door, go on the other side and lock him in and make progress. He's not locked in for long, but it gives you space.
Okay.
Sometimes, especially later in the game, he gets really difficult. Sometimes he'll catch you as you're walking past the bathroom, and I'm like, God damn it. But, yeah, like, if I didn't watch, I think it was Matt and Lissy. Matt had that tactic of locking him in that I don't think I would have been able to do the game had I not known that tactic. Because I watched several people not know that tactic. I think Ash was one of them, too. And she was getting frustrated because it's really hard if you don't have any sort of knowledge of how to deal with him. And so I gave her that tactic as an option, but she was already so late game that it was still difficult to even do that. But yeah, like, it can get really frustrating. So I don't know if it would have been my top 5 had I played it blind, but otherwise it's a really interesting way to do a horror game. Very cool. I liked the stories, the different stories that you encounter, because although you actually interact with ghosts, you have a little, like, spirit box and you talk to ghosts and you figure out what happened to them. Again, I watched people do it, so I don't know if I would have understood what item you use for what sentence had I not already watched people do it. And I think I even asked chat, what do I use, because I don't want to have to leave and come back here again. Because if you get it wrong X amount of times, the ghost disappears and you have to go away and come back, which is frustrating. So it's a good game. It has some things that could be worked on or some things that make it really difficult. There's not easy modes. There's nothing to change accessibility-wise, unfortunately. So that's why it's my number 5 and not any higher. But it's still a really innovative way to do a horror game. So, yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah. Also, VR. That would be terrifying. I would not play that.
Yeah.
Fuck that. But what's your number? Whatever. 5?
Number
Did
5.
you do 5? Okay.
Yeah, I did 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so my number 5 game that I played through that was not released in 2021 is Batman Arkham City, which I had played before, but this was my first time streaming it, and it is still very good. Holds up. Voice acting is really great. It's a fun superhero game, although I will say it feels not dated, but it's like after playing Spider-Man and Miles Morales, it's like I would love to see an Arkham style game done now to see what they could do with it and the improvements that they could make.
That would be cool.
So that is what I would like to see. So like going back and playing it and like after playing Spider-Man is kind of like I can see where there could be a lot of improvements now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So here's hoping that we get another Arkham game.
Crossing all the fingers. All right.
I have 2 clips.
Okay, I'm going to pause it real quick because I have too many tags. Hold on. All right. There we go.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to.
Cartoon Batman.
Oh my god, what?
This looks fine.
I think I broke it.
I wasn't there, I swear.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to.
That's amazing. I love it. Just like, wee!
Oh my god, what?
I could not recreate it. I don't know how that happened.
That's amazing.
I think I broke it.
Cartoon Batman is also amazing.
Yeah, he was great in cutscenes.
Oh, so good. That's amazing. Kita, that is a thing I didn't know I would want, right? Batman in that style would be so good. Batman in the Matrix.
Maybe, but I don't think that's focusing around Batman himself, though. I thought it was focusing more on, like, sidekicks.
I know nothing.
But
oh my
maybe.
god, there are some TikToks that people have shown me from chat that I really need to show you, Kita, that are all about Batman and like different Batmans and stuff. Oh my god. It's one dude who's just really good at doing education about different Batmans, but also in a very entertaining way. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
So what does Joker do?
Just you and me, Batman.
Well, that stopped him cold. Literally. Oh my god. That's just like comedic timing. That lasts for so long. What? Backhand. Oh my god. Can Batman just deal with Joker in the show like that? Like
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. Just chill, Joker. Just chill. Chill out, buddy. Oh my god. Well, that was brief. I just love the backhand of getting him out of it too. Oh, can't handle the cold.
I wasn't sure if that would work because it's basically like, you know, come on, fight me. So I was like, oh, I'll throw a freeze grenade at you and see what happens.
And then he's just like, fuck. I didn't think this through. I want to know what was going through his head. Amazing. Also, chat, by the way, if you're wondering who the heck Kita is, if you're not following and watching this lovely bean and watching her amazing content, you should be. Please and thank you! Exclamation point, Kita. Thank you.
Hello.
If you want to see more Kita content. Oh. Amazing. So that is your number 5.
Yep.
All right. My number 4, for played this year but not released this year. I'm not done with it, and technically I started it the year before, but only 1 or 2 parts. I don't remember, so not much. I've mostly played it this year, and I'm still not done because it's fucking long. But I really like it, and the story is a huge what the fuck all the time. And 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, which is a Patreon pick from Demones, that I've been working on, and it's really good. It's a visual novel, but more interactive because you can move around and interact with stuff. You can also pick options. There's a thought cloud type thing. But then that's only a part, that's most of the game. But then there's another part of the game that's just straight up RTS, which I'm not good at RTSs, but it's doable. I'm playing, I think, on normal. I don't remember. I might be on easy. I think I did normal because Demona said it was doable. But it's an RTS where basically you're a bunch of Gundams shooting at a bunch of kaiju, and it's great. But also, or not, is it kaiju if it's mechanical? I don't know. But it's just really cool with the fact that there's multiple different ways to, like, do a game, basically. Like, you don't have to stick to one type. And then the art is beautiful. The music's great. The writing is, what the fuck is happening? I'm not done, so please no spoilers. There will be a little bit of spoilers in the clips, but not, like, there was, like, one I avoided because I'm like, that's just a straight up story spoiler. Whereas this is, like, a small little interaction between two characters that I thought was cute and also too relevant to Twitch. But it's just, like, really well written, and I'm so confused. I have a lot of theories, and I still don't know what the answer is going to be. Also, all the voice not all, a lot of the voice actors are the same voice actors from Fire Emblem Three Houses, so all I hear is their characters, but also they're good voice actors. So, like, Manuela is one of the characters, and I just can't unhear Manuela. It's fine.
Perfect.
But, hi Sapphire, hello. But I really am enjoying it, and I honestly can't wait to play the next part. So I have 3 clips. Here you go. Oh wait, this is the adorable one. Hold on, we're gonna do this one first. First of all, I do make fun of it a little bit because it has some anime stereotypes, like this. So here you go.
Oh, Karabe-kun.
I'm sorry, but who walks like this?
No one.
No one. If anyone crosses their arms, it's never under the boobs. Animes love doing this. Titties! Anime loves doing this. They love having women cross their arms under their boobs.
How else
No
is she
one
gonna
does
keep
that.
them
If I cross
titties
my
up?
arms, I go under the boobs. She's gotta relieve that back pain.
Yeah, she's gotta hold them up.
Yeah. So that's
If
how
you
that
don't hold
character
them up,
always
they
is.
just go all over the place. So.
So I do call out some, like, anime stereotypes. Like, also in the Gundam, which apparently is explained. I haven't had it explained yet, so please no spoilers. But all of these small children are naked in the Gundams. And you don't see the nakedness, but you know they are. Like, you see, like, their shoulder or whatever. Or someone's like, where's my clothes? Yeah. But apparently it's explained. I haven't gotten to why it's explained yet. But, yeah. There is that just as a warning.
Unnecessary.
Yeah, it's a very anime trope. But it's weird seeing Cat with long hair now. Fair. That's fair. Oh, God, it's so shaggy. Anyway. And then here's another clip.
I also wanted a tuna sandwich.
I'm playing this girl right here.
Milk and a tea to drink.
Oh, no, wait, come back! Come back!
Well,
Yep. God damn it. I was upset. All right. Because I could have talked to her then, which you can't tell, but that's like, hey, you can talk to this person here.
oh.
So I was going to once she was done, and then she just fucking ditched
She was
me.
running after that sandwich. She was on a mission.
I was upset. You play like 13, probably 13. There's 13 Sentinels. You play 13 different people. So like you're never like one person. There's not one protagonist. They're all protagonists. So there's a lot to keep track of at first, but then you start getting used to it. I can't tell you their names, but I can tell you like what happens in their storylines. And then this one was just a cute moment between these two. It's a little bit of a spoiler, not much. It's not like story spoiler. It's just between them spoiler. But this is just too real to Twitch. So.
You know, fate, as in
Also, this is Sylvain, isn't? No, this is Ferdinand von Ayer. Anyway,
you know, fate, as in the letter F and number 8.
it's one of them.
That's actually my username.
What?
Oh no, it's not Ferdinand.
You?
Might be Sylvain.
Hey, it's not like I was keeping it a secret.
One of her viewers.
I only got so far because of him. That's why I started getting serious about my singing.
Aww.
Because he supported me. Told me I was a great singer.
Well, you are a great singer.
And
So she was saying that out loud? Because that sounded like
Yeah.
an inner monologue.
It did, but no, she was saying out loud. But yeah. I realized that's not Ferd because I remember which character was Ferd. So I think that's Sylvain's voice actor. But you have to be careful looking at voice actors because it will spoil the game. So don't do that if you want to play the game. So don't do that yet if you want to play the game. But I know some of them. Like someone told me, okay, this character I'm currently seeing is voiced by this. But you have to be careful about other characters later type thing. Yeah. So you just have to be careful looking that up just as a forewarning to anyone that might play this. So don't spoil yourself prematurely. But yeah, that's what the gameplay's like in terms of the visual novel part. But then the RTS is a totally different thing. That's also like, I think in the future. So like everything that's like this is past and anything that's RTS seems to be current moment. So it jumps back and forth a lot. But you have to play all the characters to really get a full, well-rounded story. Like you're confused about this part, but then you see it from the other character's point of view later. But also it locks off certain things if it will tell you too much. It's like, hey, you can't play this character till you play this other character's section kind of thing. So it prevents you from getting spoilers on accident. But yeah, that's my number 4.
Speaking of Fire Emblem, that's my number 4 for games that I played in 2021 that were not released in 2021. And I put it lower on the list because it's been on the list for the past 3 years since the game came out in 2019. And I've been playing it since then.
0% shocked.
So, yeah.
It
so
deserves
Kat and I did our Crimson Flower run. We finished it in 2021. So we got a couple clips here from that. This is Kat being very upset by a thing she did.
I already know what it is. All right. Should I hit play?
Yep.
All right.
Give them new outfits in time skip.
The past
Like,
few months
you know,
pushing our students to their limits. You can see me in the infirmary.
Even if
after
they didn't change their
destroyed you.
looks that much, they could have gotten a new outfit.
Yeah. If I'm the only professor present.
We have got our students left. There is no need to hold back. Challenge them with everything you have.
I was in shock.
So sad.
Restart the whole game. No, I'm just joking. I'm just.
Will we go back?
No, it's fine.
We did just say and give them new.
Kino went back just for me.
We did, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we did. I was
Kat
like,
was
no,
very
it's
upset.
fine. And you're like, are you sure? We did just save. And I'm like, are you sure? That's my wife! Oh my god.
Kat cannot handle making her sad.
I could not handle it. Like in 13 Sentinels, I can't fawn over her at all because she plays one of the kids. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh my god, it's Manuela's voice. But you're a kid, so distance. But I can fawn over this girl all the time.
Yes, you can.
Hell yeah. She's about my age in this game. Well, pre-skip. Is a little bit closer to my age. It's a testament to the awesomeness of Fire Emblem. It's true. Fact. What's this one? Wait, what was this called? Kat realizes about romancing Rhea. Yeah, fair.
Such a sweet child.
No.
Another.
My apologies. I should not be treating you like a child.
That's even
As Gerald's kin, somehow you don't seem at all a
Oh
stranger
god, and you
to
can
me.
romance her.
Speaking of Gerald,
Yes.
Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never thought that way. Oh, but I hate it more.
The realization is so good.
I hate it more.
especially when you think about how she essentially wants Sothis to take over, you know?
Yeah. Tell me, Professor, are
you
you
can-
feeling particularly sophisthy today?
Such a sweet
Are
child.
you feeling particularly so thirsty today? That's the funniest comment. Oh my god.
Oh.
It's just really creepy when you think about it too hard. Aww.
A little bit.
Spoilers. But I remember that amazing headpiece from your sexy Rhea art. Yeah, that pain in the ass crown. Look at this thing.
Okay,
Too
so
many details.
this one I picked one just because it was
This
you know,
last one?
a clip, but also because in it must have been the end of the stream because we're talking about like other games we're gonna play, and this was before we played Hades for the first time, which is just a fun time capsule, I think, because we are in a very different place with Hades now. So
If fair. All right.
We also have to do a Hades stream.
Really?
So I need to do that. Because we got that
Really?
You can get the physical if you wanted it.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. It comes out on the
Yo.
Well,
Yes.
so.
Oh, I thought. Okay, yeah. That's fair.
I hope you guys have been enjoying listening to this nun have an existential crisis. That really seems like what's happening.
She
I'm
doesn't
telling
know
you,
what to
4K
do.
ball cam just to be extravagant. We also
Oh my
have
God.
to do a Hades stream.
really?
So I'm
I-
gonna do that.
she's just like,
She just really timed that really well.
I know.
Oh my god. Yeah, sometimes characters break in Fire Emblem. Sometimes they just disappear. Like Gatekeeper.
Yes, they do.
Cat's sexy Rhea art. Yeah, that cursed shit. Sassy NPCs. Amazing. But at least she isn't as bad as Edelgard, am I right? Sarcasm. Yeah. Rhea may or may not have mommy issues. I'm sorry.
Putting it mildly.
I'm sorry, what? Can I just... May? Or may not? I don't have any questions about this. She does. The answer is she does. Anyway.
A lot. Many.
She has many issues. All right. Best
This is why we
sexy
need
art
a
ever.
prequel to
Oh my
understand why.
God. I don't know if I want to understand why.
I still headcanon that she was the least favorite child.
That's fair. Kat hasn't zoomed in a while. I don't know how to do it with VTuber, so I'll have to like mix it up or figure it out. I don't know. But
Good point,
Yeah.
Meliam. She's not out there trying to resurrect her dead siblings.
yeah, I mean,
So
yep. So that's your number 4?
yes.
Cool deal. My number 3 has no clips. We had 2 clips and they weren't showing off the game at all. They were like in pause menus or like not at all related. But it has a special place in my heart. Transistor. Transistor was my number 3. I played it again because I just wanted to. And a lot of people in chat had never seen Transistor played, and it was something short to kind of put in the time space I needed. And I still love it. It's still so beautiful. I love the story. I love the world. I want to know more. I so want to know more. I want more game. Just give me like prequel. I need. And the art is beautiful. The music is so good. So good singing because the main character is a singer. Transistor is so good. Also, it's very unique in terms of gameplay. I don't tend to like games where you plot out what you do. But this is kind of also weirdly hack and slash as well. And you don't have to plan out. You can just hack and slash and do your abilities without planning out. Planning out just helps because it gives you time to think. So it's very interesting. It only took like 2 or 3 streams to beat. It's not that long. And it's just a very good, beautiful game that hits me right in the feels. So I still put it as one of my top as well. But yeah. Rhea having mommy issues, whatever could you mean? So yeah, that's my number 3. I have no clips, but I highly recommend it. So yeah. So what's your number 3?
My number 3 is going to be the Neverhood, which Kat and I played together during Twitchmas, and we played the whole thing in one stream. And it is a game from my childhood. It's a point-and-click PC game that I still really love, and I think it holds up after replaying it. There are some puzzles that are BS, but, you know, it's of its time, and also point-and-click. Games always have BS in them. Yep. But it was a lot of fun to share that with Kat, because she had never played it before, never seen it before, so it's always fun to, like, share a game that's meaningful to you with a friend.
Yeah.
So...
And also, we figured out a lot of the puzzles. Surprisingly, we figured out a lot of the... Well, you had already played it before, but...
Yeah.
Even, like, the later puzzles...
Was ages ago.
Yeah. We still could figure out most of them. We only had to ask for help once or twice, and it was mostly to save time.
Yeah.
So
here's a clip from that.
Game over, I guess? Oh. Squishy, squishy, squish. Danger. Don't jump in the drain. You will die.
Okay.
Maybe you do die. We're gonna find out. Oh, okay. We might have died. He's probably fine. Yep. Kevin? Well, that was answered very quick. Well, and we had it saved.
I thought you could die.
In a little bit.
Squishy, squishy, squish.
Yeah,
Danger.
We had it saved in a little bit either.
Nope.
Which, oops. Chat
I don't think it
save.
was that far, though.
It wasn't too bad, but, like, we literally were like, oh, maybe we should save more often in case something kills us, because apparently you can die.
Yeah, there's not a lot of ways to die, though.
No, there's not many. The alert there, too, I know. Kevin was just wiggling his butt for the death. But yeah, it's all claymation, which was kind of really cool. You don't see many games like that.
Yeah, it was really well done too. Like, the characters were very expressive.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of humor, so.
Yeah, lots of humor. Both for, like, even though it's maybe a kid's game, I'm not entirely sure, but, like, its humor wasn't just potty humor. Like, it had a well-rounded humor for all types of different humor, because it did have potty humor. It just wasn't focused on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was entertained as someone who saw it later and never had, like, nostalgia for it.
So. It also had a really good soundtrack.
Yes.
Like, stand by it.
That's true. That's very true. So that's your number 3?
Yep.
All right. My number 4 was the first time I had ever played it, but it did not... It technically got re-released last year in 2021, but it did not come out in 2021. It came out a long time ago. It's just they decided to port it to Switch, but it's the exact same game. So, because I tend to put... Even though it released... I've noticed I've done this every year, so I just stuck to my... habit, was if it got released that year, but it is a game that was released previously and not much has changed about it, I just, like, story didn't change, nothing changed, not much changed graphics wise, I stick it in the games that existed before rather than release that year. So my number 2 is Fatal Frame Maiden of Blackwater. Like I said, it's been released before, but it was released on Switch last year, so I finally had access to it, because I think the only thing it released on before was Wii, and I didn't have one. So
wow, playing a Fatal Frame game on the Wii.
Yeah, and it's 5, because 4 never got released in America, so I still haven't played 4, but this is Fatal Frame 5, and I genuinely had a lot of fun playing it. They had an easy mode, which was great, and the easy mode... I've played easy mode for all the other Fatal Frames because I just don't like the resource limitations if you're on any other difficulty. So I've played easy mode on the other ones, but if there's an auto kill ghost, it still auto kills you in all the games. Like in 2 and 3, it still would auto kill you if the ghost was an auto kill. Not in 5, and boy did I fucking appreciate that, because I didn't realize that's what I was about to encounter, because I'd never played the game before, whereas before, I'm like, okay, that's an auto-kill ghost, I need to fucking dip. I didn't know that for Maiden. So I'm like, oh, should I be taking a picture of her? It's not doing anything. I'm like, and then she touches me, but I don't die. It just like, it weirdly did a screen thing, and someone's like, oh yeah, she's an auto-kill ghost. I'm like, oh! So luckily, like,
Wow.
I didn't lose a lot of progress because of that, because that's something that bugs me is auto kills. I'm not a fan of, especially with saves that are like, you have to save, blah, blah, blah. So, Fatal Frame 5 did difficulty options very well, in my opinion. I thought it was very doable, very enjoyable. The ghosts, I will say I was less scared in 5. It's not as scary as 2 and 3 are to me. 2 is still my favorite to this day. But the ghosts, they did improve the moving of the ghosts because they move creepier, in my opinion. But a lot of them are just, I don't think we see any in these clips, but a lot of them are just hot now. So it's kind of thirst the game. So you just end up being like, oh, look at those titties. Because they really liked to show ghost titties in 5. So, and there's some things like story-wise that are like, I'm not a fan that they wrote that in. Incest, I'm just warning you. I'm just warning you. Upset about it still to this day, but whatever. It's a horror game and stuff, and it's not, I don't know, it's not like glorified, so there's at least that. But there are trigger warnings for the game. It is rated what it's rated for a reason. But it is a good horror game, and I really enjoyed playing it. It has cool new mechanics like getting wet because of the rain, and that's bad, and it makes more hostile ghosts come to you, so you need to use an item that takes the cold or takes the wet off of you, sometimes dries you up, stuff like that. And I think the way they implemented all that things was cool. And the graphics are really good. They have quite a few different gameplay mechanics throughout the game that the other games don't implement, so I thought that was cool, like a scene where you're like in a house and using cameras. It's very Five Nights at Freddy's, except you can roam around, so that was kind of a fun moment. I just really enjoyed it as a Fatal Frame game. So I have a few clips here of me getting scared, probably. So, here's one.
Did it, yo. To Womb Cavern.
Hold on.
Did it, yo.
To
Womb Cavern.
I was upset.
I don't want to go in the Womb Cavern.
I don't either.
I also said is my stripping name. But yeah, like,
Yikes.
Did it, yo.
what? Why? What? Why is it called the Womb Cavern? It's not really explained. They never really talk about why it's called the Womb Cavern. Thank God. I don't want to know.
It's better that it's not explained.
But yeah, that's one of the places. And then here's another one. Oh, so yeah, in order to change film, your ammo, you either have to go into the menu, which I find a pain in the butt, or you could just quickly lift up your camera, change the film, and put your camera back down. So that's what I was about to do. Yeah. I also want...
Jesus Christ!
He scared the shit out of me! Hold on.
You were close, but the subject isn't in the center of the frame.
Okay, Professor Oak. That scared the living shit out of me because I was like, I was just gonna change the film, and all of a sudden he is right here.
That scared me so.
Yeah, so you were close. Oh my God. And then this one.
Okay.
Oh, this is the Five Nights at Freddy's thing I was talking about, where you have like a cool little moment where you're looking through cameras, so that way you can know where in the house you need to go to try and maybe take pictures to save someone or whatever.
Oh, okay. Well, there's nothing.
Hi.
There was something.
Hated that. Oh, I fucking hated that.
It gave me chills. Oh, and then I got out and there were enemies around me where I was, so there was that. But that's not included in the clip. And then this last one. I was having fun. Oh, also titties. This is actually this is DLC. And this is actually kind of a weird, cool crossover. So I didn't know who you would be playing. So I was like, okay, I'm reading this and it says Ayane or Ayane. And then goes on to talk about how they're a ninja. And I'm like, this sounds a lot like Dead or Alive. Yes, it is. It's Ayane from Dead or Alive. Once I got into the game and I saw who it is.
Familiar.
Yep, it's Dead or Alive character. So I was like, okay, weird crossover. But here we are.
That also explains the titties.
That
Red
also,
light.
yes.
Green light. Red light. Green light. Red light. Green light. Oh, green light, green light, green light. Go.
Because he kept looping, so you didn't want to catch too far up to him because he would turn around and he's an auto kill. Because you don't, the DLC, you don't have a camera. So you can't fight ghosts. So it's a little bit different in how you do stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dead or Alive are also Ninja Gaiden. Yes, she's in Ninja Gaiden as well. So, like, I was like, what the fuck? But titties. But yeah. So, anyway, that's my number 2.
My number 2 game that did not come out in 2021 was kind of a surprise to me. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. Also, for some reason, I thought I played this in 2020 and I did not. I started it in 2021.
What is time?
At the beginning of the year. What is time? And that is Immortals Phoenix Rising, which is very much like... What?
I thought the same thing. I thought that was a lot older.
Yeah. No, I started in January of 2021. For some reason, I thought I played it in 2020. No.
All right.
And it's basically like Breath of the Wild, except with Greek mythology. It's very funny. There's a lot of humor in the game. You can create your own character, which is cool. I made Kat, so you're going to see her.
Yes!
And yeah, it was a lot of fun to play through. I really enjoyed it. What I didn't enjoy was the DLC. I only played one. I think there's 3 in total. But the first one put me off so much that I did not do the others. It was so difficult and frustrating. Not even difficult in like, oh, this is hard, but you know, I can get it. It was just like, this is frustrating as hell. And chat was kind of the same mind, which was a huge bummer after playing the game and really liking it. Yeah, the DLC I would not recommend. At least the first one, which I think was called The Lost God or something like that. So the clip that I have is from that, for context. It's from the DLC, not the main game. And basically I was doing all this stuff for Athena, and then I just wanted to be done with her section, and I wasn't. So that was kind of my response to that.
Fair. Also, Cortana, you should totally message me that in Discord so I know why it's called Womb Cavern. Okay.
Yeah, don't tell me. I don't want to know.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, it could be spoilers, so I don't want anyone in chat to have spoilers if, you know. I like the title of this clip already. And I'm concerned.
Now, one last test. Are you ready to earn the blessing of Athena?
Of course I'm ready. I'm your champion. Let me at that trial.
It's me.
Please be a
The opposing energies of my character going, of course I'm ready! And then Kita.
Champion. Let me at that trial.
Oh, no. I just want to give you the biggest hug. Oh, no.
I lost my will to live that day.
That's fair. That's valid. She does have glitter in her, apparently. She has glitter all over.
Making you? That was before you had your haircut, too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think you just didn't have a length option, probably. Yo, it's even closer to me now.
Yeah.
Comedic gold, yeah. I cut my hair like this because I was so impacted by Kita's design of me. Amazing.
Yeah,
So
because
that's your
didn't you
number
do it
two?
around your birthday? Is that when you cut your
Yeah, I
hair?
cut my hair right before my birthday, and it wasn't this haircut. So it
That's
wasn't
what I
even that
thought.
entirely.
And I would have started this
I
in the
recut
beginning
it
of
later.
January, so
Yeah. Kita is prophetic. We know this.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So, number 1 of games I played this year, but did not release this year. Technically, it did. Like I said, if I have a feeling it'll be on a different place on Kita's, because I think we
It's
do
Mass
the
Effect,
opposite.
isn't it?
Yeah.
We thought about this very differently. I was like, it counts, it counts, it counts.
Well, you've always done that. That's the thing. Every year, Kita always counts. If it released this year, it released this year. Whereas me, I've always been more because I have too many that released this year. So it's my way of splitting it up. But it did release this year. It's the Legendary Edition, which released this year. But the games themselves and the stories existed beforehand.
Also,
So-
it's hilarious that you put it in your number 1 spot
Yeah.
on games that didn't release this year, and I put it on my number 1 spot. For games
That did? It's amazing! It's amazing! Oh my god. So Mass Effect is fantastic and deserves number 1 spot on any list it's on.
I have a bunch
But-
of clips, so
Yeah, I have 6 clips. So
yeah.
I tried to find 2 from each game, but then, 1 didn't have as many, so I just did 1 from 1, 2 from 2, and 3 from 3. So
Fair enough.
that was kind of my rule, so I didn't want to rip my hair out with too many clips from Mass Effect. So, yeah, Kita sees the future. We know this. So, for those that don't know Mass Effect, we played it. You can watch it on both of our channels. We played them in different ways. We had different romances. We're different gameplay styles. Both are rewatchable content. We also have the Legendary Edition, which gives us access to all of the DLC, which is amazing. I had never played all of the DLC before. So for me, some of it was a new experience. I'd only done 2, Leviathan and Citadel, before, whereas now I got to play through it all. I still, to this day, I love the story. I love the gameplay. The characters are literal chef's kiss.
Yes.
I can't praise this game enough. I am not a fan. I usually am not drawn to sci-fi space themed
Operas.
games, media, or anything. And I adore Mass Effect. I adore it. It is beautiful. So, here's some clips.
He needs your help
I have to go
prepare
now?
for the Geth.
Wait.
Oh,
My face is in the
Oh,
way.
I know what's about to happen.
Yeah, you do. This isn't my raid response. All right, here we go.
He needs your help
I have to go
prepare
now?
for the Geth. They're
I'm
making
sorry,
another push.
Soothsayer, that I didn't
Please,
get
up the
Liara in
stairs
time,
past the
but
freighter.
next time. That was so beautifully timed. I think that man just died. He may have died. Fast. He is very dead.
I'm on fire.
Yeah, exactly, Sophia. He's on fire. I did not expect that. You just landed on this. It's Novaria, isn't it? I think. I don't remember.
No,
Maybe
it's
not. Pharaohs?
Pharaohs? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you just
Novaria's where
landed.
Benezia is.
Oh,
So
right.
it's not Novaria.
You just landed and started talking to this man, and then he died.
Somehow I think it was his. I think that
His
was
fault.
his fault or your fault, Susan.
He's taking a very warm nap. Yeah. Mass Effect is just a really good RPG. Don't matter that it takes place in space. Yeah. No, it's just amazing. Here's some from 2. So that was 1. Here's 2.
Expecting it.
So this is there's going to be spoilers, as I said. So this is a little bit big spoilers in 2. But this is just a great, the photo mode gave me life.
I just wasn't expecting it.
I paused at the right time.
Oh
I
God,
didn't notice this man.
his arm is liquid.
Yeah. He's fine.
Yeah, that's normal.
I want that crewman's booty. This guy right here, I can make that happen. I did make it happen. We have his booty. This is just like, this looks like a Renaissance painting. I'm just saying.
I was too busy laughing at Kelly getting taken away.
Fair. My fault. Oh, okay. Kat was talking to me when it happened. Oh. The guy getting shot. There's no way you could have stopped him from getting shot. What? Are you okay?
I don't know if it's cursed.
What is it? River got something cursed? I mean, it's probably fine. Hold on, let me put on my camera. River bought Pop-Tarts. And they are Eggo flavored. Is that cursed, chat? Yes or no? I think...
Yeah.
Kita says yes.
Ew.
Like frosted maple flavor. That just sounds
but
sweet
don't call
anyway.
them Eggo. Like,
Kita's upset by the Eggo.
Know. You could just call them anything else.
Everyone's saying cursed, except for Kath saying I'd try it.
They're naturally flavored.
Like, just call them like maple syrup or something. I feel like that would at least be more enticing than
It
Eggo.
says it's naturally flavored with other natural flavors.
Naturally flavored with a frozen waffle.
River loves maple flavor, so she'll probably like them, but that was just really funny. Anyway, she just came in like, I have something.
Them, like, I'm just picturing the waffle by itself, which tastes not great. Like, you need to smother them in syrup.
Yes.
So I was picturing like the gross, just like waffle.
Eggo. Just call it Canada Maple Leaf. I mean, natural free-range Eggo. Anyway, back to Mass Effect. This is also 2. We did it. Yeah. Oh, Garrus! Garrus, no! Garrus! Garrus! Oh, body! Garrus, my love! Oh! Garrus is back. Garrus is saved just for us to die. Oh my god. There was just so much happening. So yeah, Mass Effect is a treasure. So
it is.
These these next 3 are from 3. So here we go. Oh. Okay. Hacks! So, for some reason, this is when you're, like, playing with Jack, Citadel DLC.
Mm-hmm.
And, I failed. Okay. Good thing I switched. But it didn't think I failed. Wait, let's watch Jack again. Hold on. Wow. That's the best part. Good thing I switched. Majestic.
Perfect.
There's more. I broke it. I hardcore broke it. That was majestic. I glitched Jack and myself. What happened?
Damn, it's nice to relax. Just cut loose, not worrying about the kids. It's worth the stress to watch the people you're commanding come under their... Shut up. That wasn't I was talking about you.
I broke a lot. Yeah,
yes,
Jack's
you did.
I love Jack.
You know, if there is a god...
What the fuck? This whole scene is completely broken. What did you do?
Chat, I don't think Jack's okay.
Thanks for coming, Shepard. Wouldn't have missed
What?
I don't know what I did.
Wow.
I think it's because I failed it at the same time I succeeded.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so Mass Effect can have some beautiful breaks. What is even
It
happening?
really can.
Yeah, I think it thought we were still in combat, so it was like not completely cutscene. I don't know.
I was very sad Kaden didn't fall through the floor.
Oh,
Like he
that
did
would
in
have
my
been
original
beautiful.
playthrough.
Yeah, full circle.
Yeah.
Upsetting. Oh my god. Here's just like Garrus's romance because yes. Oops. I mean, I know what I want.
A one Turian kind of woman?
Hell yes. My body's ready.
The only thing that made leaving Earth bearable was knowing you were out there somewhere.
This is what made me want to play Mass Effect in the first place, chat.
The worst part about the galaxy going to hell would have been never getting to see you again.
Well, here I am. Exactly where I want to be. I love you, Garrus Vicarian.
Wow. The vids Joker gave me, well, they never got this far. There was the part about sleeping together, but this is... I don't know.
Shut up and kiss me!
Who needs a vid when you've got me?
Oh.
I mean,
I'm making the same noises I did then. All right. Garrus is freaking adorable. I love his romance so much. And
Are you ready to
oh
be
my God.
a one-Turian kind of woman?
That was my first playthrough. That's my other shepherd. Thank you so much, Sooth, for the 700 biddies for the one Turian kind of lady. I appreciate you. And then this is the last clip from 3, which is, I love this scene. It's
I
so
almost
good.
picked that one too, but I didn't.
I didn't know it was going to, I forgot, to be honest. So.
He started out really angry, but I've been giving him lots of love, and now he's a big old softie.
Yeet.
Yeet! Oh, love it. I just love the boom. Thunk. It's such good editing. Anyway.
It's so good.
So yeah, that's Mass Effect, chat. Play it. You'll love it.
My romance was completely different.
Yep. Because Kita romanced Liara.
I did.
Which, oh my god. She still makes me cry at the end. And I'm not even romancing her. Cat managed to hold Squee in this time. Very admirable. Thank you. So yeah, that's my number 1. So Kita, what is your number 1?
Now that you know what mine is for the other list, it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel very predictable, but my number 1 game that was not released in 2021 is 100% Hades.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think I would change anything about it. It's like pretty much perfect. It's just so good.
Mm-hmm. It would have been on my list had I not played it before that year, because I did play a good part of it the year before, and also I had it on my list for that year. So
fair. Yeah,
that's why it was honorable mention.
Last year was the first time I played Hades, and it is amazing. And it's not really like a game that I would normally play. I didn't think I was going to like it. But it's very addicting, and I played it off stream, which rarely happens with games. Like, because I stream so much, I don't often play games for myself or find, I don't know, relaxation in playing games.
Yeah, fair.
And I played this a lot off stream, which says quite a bit for Hades. The voice acting is great. The artwork's great. The music's great. The gameplay is great. Like, again, I don't really have complaints about it. Like, I don't even know what you could possibly improve, to be honest.
Agreed.
You know, I just want a sequel, I guess. Like, that would be my only thing of like, well, it could be better if we got a sequel. Because it's just so good. It rewards you for playing, even if you don't beat it. You get rewards. You can, you know, go back in stronger. It doesn't ever feel like you wasted time playing through a run, even if you don't do that great. Like, you can still get benefits from doing it. And it makes you want to keep trying to beat it to get the full story, which I have seen off stream. No spoilers, because we haven't gotten there on stream yet.
Yeah, I haven't.
And it's worth it.
Either.
It's worth beating 10 times. So,
yes,
you know, it's pretty great.
It's so good.
So here's
Sassy grown-up Zagreus win.
Here's a clip from when I think this might have been the first time I met Dusa, or pretty early on. I unfortunately don't have any clips of me beating Hades. Because people did not clip it for some reason, but
chat!
I have this clip. I know, chat. How dare.
Okay. Dusa!
Bother picking up my room today. I'm headed out for a while.
Bye! Okay.
So she's like a Roomba?
So she's like a Roomba?
Bye. Basically Bernie. Aw.
Oh, she is Bernie.
Well, she like spun out of there. She's the shy Roomba.
She's the shy Roomba.
Yep, Dude says the shy Roomba.
Like, oh, she's Bernie, and I'm like, it's a Roomba.
Yeah, that's fair. I love Dusa. She is a treasure. Dusa's so fucking cute. A Roomba.
Yep, all
or
the
cute
characters
monster?
are really interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I like learning more about them and progressing. Because again, even if you don't beat the final boss, you still get to progress in the story, which is great because it never really feels punishing. And you can make it more difficult later on if you get comfortable with it and you get pretty good at it. You know, you can add difficulty if you want. So it's just, there's a lot of incentives to keep playing it, and it's pretty amazing. So
yeah. Agreed. Also, I need to run to the bathroom real quick.
Okay.
So I just need to run, and then I'll be right back before we start on honorable mentions for the next one.
Okay.
So, BRB.
Bye. Eco said he has a free pizza coupon from Pizza Hut, so I'm really hoping we're going to get pizza. I am also very hungry. That's my day. Can you sing? Oh, so you want me to get Cat DMCA'd? We can do that.
Please don't. Wait, what are we talking about?
Chat wanted me to entertain them.
Oh, okay.
So they suggested singing, and I said, oh, okay, so we can get Cat DMCA'd. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Seems legit. Which Hades character is your fave? I know which god's my fave.
Which god's your fave?
I like Artemis a lot.
Yeah, I like Artemis a lot too. I don't know, mine might actually be Poseidon. I really didn't like him in the beginning, but he grew on me. He's pretty funny.
That's fair. What? And then
Zeus
I really
is the worst.
Out of all like the characters you meet on the side, I would say, oh my god, what's her name? Tree.
Eurydice?
Yeah, Eurydice.
Eurydice is great.
Yeah, I love Eurydice.
I love Dusa.
I love Dusa as well. I do love Thanatos as well.
Yeah. I also really love Nyx. I love her design. Nyx. It's like aesthetic goals.
You both said Nyx at the same time, River and Kita. They said
and
hi,
I like
bye,
that
River.
I like that she stands up to herself with Hades.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're not gonna push me around, bitch.
I agree.
And Cerberus, best boy.
Hey,
of
Lisa.
course.
Of course.
Of course.
I'm really bad at that game. Trust me, it gets so much easier the more you play. It's literally not just practice, but also you get things that make you better.
Mm-hmm.
Theseus is scum lad, yes.
Theseus is the worst. Is absolutely the worst. Zeus is the most, is probably the worst god or the most boring. Same with Ares, honestly. I think those two are like meh.
I'd agree
out
with
of all of them. They're not bad. It's just like they're not as interesting as the other ones.
That's fair. All right, so we're back to honorable mentions?
Yep, honorable mentions for things that came out this year.
Okay. I have 3, you have 2?
Yep.
Okay. Karen is also great.
Karen's my bestie.
Yes. So, my number 3, because I just put them all in one lump sum. My number 3 is tied between 2. in
Okay.
honorable mentions, and for similar reasons. So games I played, this was both of them were games I played, one of which I had never played before, the other of which I had seen played before, but both didn't come out this year. Silent Hill 4, The Room, and Blackwell series, which is a point and click game. Both of them are much older. I almost swallowed this cough drop. Anyway, the reason why I couldn't decide between the two of them is because I really enjoyed them at their core. They're very, very good games. I don't think they're the best of their series or of what was created. As much as I like Silent Hill 4, I really like Silent Hill 2. Like, Silent Hill 2 is my top. I would honestly put Silent Hill 4 next, to be completely honest, because the story's really good. The villain is a really good villain. And, it's an interesting world and concept. And it still feels like a Silent Hill game. And I really like the first person, like, apartment area because it feels unique. The Blackwell series I really liked, but again, out of that and Unavowed, which Unavowed is same world, same creators, Unavowed is better in my opinion, just like Silent Hill 2 is. So they both have like a similar thing that is better, but themselves are still really good and hold up their own. So that's why I kept them on here. And the Blackwell series surprised me because I don't usually like point and clicks. Generally, depending, they have to really impress me, especially me playing them personally. I don't like obtuse stuff, but like the Blackwell series story is very good, and as you keep playing through it, you learn more and more, and all 5 games really link together well, and they somewhat, or at least Unavowed comes later, it pulls from Blackwell, so there's some fun Easter eggs there too. So I have some clips from the Blackwell series first. So this is the point and click game. This was a Patreon pick from Lacious.
Go for
this was also, they have a lot of options and fun comments or fun alternate things that can happen sometimes. So also for those not knowing what Blackwell series is, you play as this girl who is a medium. So she has a ghost that follows her and you solve crime or things that happened or whatever. But
Generally.
it takes many turns. Yeah. So this was a fun little clip. I gotta remove my face. Okay.
arms extended. Go for height instead of distance. Walk away. This is stupid.
GG game.
I'm really glad Joey wasn't around to see that.
Get fucked.
Amazing.
Fun fact, all of the options do that because that's not how you're supposed to solve it. But it's fine. It was still fun. And then this was another fun clip. This is a character that they bring back in Unavowed, and this is like a main character in Unavowed. So I was like squealing over the fact she existed. But she just has a really cute stuffed animal that I need you to see.
By the way, if you click her animal, she'll tell you what their names are.
It's a smiling stuffed octopus.
His name is Cute Thulu.
Cute Thulu!
Oh my god, I love it!
Wrong time to take a drink.
Cute Thulu!
It's precious.
Oh my god!
So yeah, it's a very good series of games and point and clicks. I did have to ask help every once in a while, but it's still, the story at least holds up enough that it was worth it for me. And then Silent Hill 4, I have a few clips from this. This was just a fun horror moment. This is like the first person area.
I thought it was like a windows open, but it's coming from
Oh, the whole thing isn't first person?
No, just when you're in the apartment.
Oh, okay.
It's like 25% apartment, 75% third person like all the others. Fun fact, that's not what the bathroom looked like before.
Normal.
Yeah.
Someone had a ketchup fight in here.
Yeah.
Blood is sprayed all over. Yeah. I see that. I
when it's that time and you sneeze. Wait, what? Ew! I hate that. Purge that.
Asshole chat.
Hate that.
You're crying now.
Yeah.
Probably.
So that's some fun, like, creepy stuff that happens. Because that bathroom did not have...
I'll tell you that much.
The game, this is the first Silent Hill game that does first person. So I like that they experimented with it. And it actually has some really good creepy moments like that. This is the next one. I figured you didn't, but no, that was definitely too much. Thank you for apologizing, though. This is like what the gameplay is otherwise. So this is 75% of the gameplay is third person. Also an escort mission. That's my one downfall for it. I hate escorting. I love Eileen. She's a great person to have around. She actually fights with you, which is amazing. But you do have to keep her close and not keep her alone for long. I think that was the biggest scare I had in the whole game. Because I thought I was dying.
You were almost a Jill sandwich.
I was almost a Jill sandwich, yes.
More like almost Swiss cheese.
Yep. Oh my god. And then this was just...
Ugh.
Well, I'm in a nightmare world, and yeah, PS4, this is just how it dealt with it. But PS4? Also... Oh, PS2. Oh, PS4. Sorry.
I was like,
PS4. But this was just a fun little, like, I juked all the enemies moment. What a surprise. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Oh my goodness. They are something.
There were 4 of them.
Oh, that was terrifying. Hated that. Hated every second of that.
And I just became musical. And then here was another fun, there's hauntings. What you saw before wasn't a haunting. It was just like a scary moment that happens. But throughout the game, there are hauntings that happen in the apartment section. And you have to purify them with candles or whatever. And this was one of the hauntings that is very subtle. Also, our toilet here is fucking tiny. What? Did I see something out of the corner of my eye, chat? I'm not the only one who saw that, right? I was waiting for it to happen again. It was taking forever.
What is that supposed to be?
They're heads. They're like floating heads. Normal. That just must be the weather today. Just anti-gravity heads today. Severed heads. So yeah, that was a subtle one that was fun. I don't know if you can actually purify that one because I think it just went away on its own. But yeah, so Silent Hill for the room was fun. I liked what they tried to do. Some people hated it. I liked it personally.
I mean, so. it was unique. I watched a speed run of it like a long time ago, so I don't remember exactly. Like I didn't see the full game or anything, but I mean, it's kind of an interesting concept.
Yeah, and the story, honestly, it's one of the strongest stories in a Silent Hill universe game. Like, it is very good. It's all about the villain, actually, instead of the protagonist, because all the Silent Hill games are usually about the protag, or the cult, or whatever, and that person experiencing the cult. But this one is entirely, purely about the villain. Like, all of the story. Like, Henry has no... Fuck Henry. He doesn't even need to exist in the game. He's just there so you can experience the story. Because he is also one of the least interesting protags. I will give it that. But the story is all entirely about the villain, and you experience it. His story, basically. It's interesting. But yeah, so that's my number 3s, are both of those.
Cool.
So.
It was a floating baby head. It looked like a balloon to me.
Yeah. At first I didn't know what it was, but then when the second one went by, I was like, oh, that's a face. Oh wait, no, there it is. Yeah. Oh, I guess it is a baby head. It's upside down.
It still looks like a weird balloon to me.
Fair. Oh.
Do you have another one or is that
I have a number 2. I can do that.
Okay. No, that's fine. I can do one of mine because I have 2.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So for me, honorable mentions of games released in 2021 would be new Pokemon Snap.
Yeah.
I had been waiting for a sequel to Pokemon Snap for forever and was very excited that we got one. It was good. It's not like it had anything inherently wrong with it, but I will say that I was a little bit let down by it because it didn't quite have the same charm as the original. It looked great and everything. Like, again, it wasn't bad by any means, but I really liked the discoverability that you had in the original. The original's super short, but you could like unlock other levels by doing things within the level. You could evolve Pokemon by doing certain things. And that felt really cool, and that just wasn't really present in new Pokemon Snap. I've heard that the DLC introduced some of those mechanics. I have not played the DLC myself, so I can't speak on that.
Is it free?
But
is it free DLC?
I believe so. I think it's free. I just haven't gotten around to playing it. Cuz like for example, in the original Pokemon Snap, there's a section where there's this like big button and you have to knock over Mankey to be able for him to hit the button, and then that'll open up another area for you. So like stuff like that, or like you can get Magikarp to evolve into Gyarados if you do certain things. And that was kind of cool. And that you didn't really see that as much in the new one. So like again, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just it didn't quite capture me the same way that the original did. So that's just, I mean, I'm sure part of that is just wanting a sequel so bad and like it taking forever to get it. Like it's hard to hit that level of hype. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just my opinion and my experience.
Yeah.
So here's a clip
girl.
from new Pokemon Snap.
It's a great photo of Dodrio's ass.
Booty! I remember that. That's such a resting bitch face. It's so good.
I know.
Look at his face.
I'm trying to mimic it. So good. I love that.
So yeah, I definitely had fun with it, but it just didn't, I don't know, there was something that wasn't quite there for me personally.
That's fair.
So
that makes sense. So that's your number 2?
Yes, honorable mentions, yes.
My number 2 honorable mention, which I think has been on a list before as well as an honorable mention because I wasn't that far into it, and now I'm pretty far into it, but again, half of it was played in 2020, so that's why I didn't put it up any higher, and I'm still not done with it. But Hollow Knight. I still think Hollow Knight is amazing as long as you have to know it's hard. There's not accessibility
Wait, Hollow Knight
options.
came out in 2021?
No, it didn't come out.
No.
Mine's mixed up.
Right. Okay. I was like, wait.
Sorry. Yeah, no, mine's just mixed up. It's just honorable mentions in general. So, Hollow Knight is amazing. Its art is phenomenal. The music and sound design, as gross as it can be, is perfect for like what they wanted it to be. And I mean, I just enjoy playing it, but it has 0 accessibility options and it's hard. It's a Dark Souls-y type game. But even for what it is, which I don't like Dark Souls-y games or Blood Souls, any Souls game. I don't tend to like to play hard because it's hard, but Hollow Knight is cute enough and I love the art and the gameplay enough that I continue to want to keep doing it because it's so Metroidvania and I feel like it's more my capabilities of gameplay because I've always been decent at platforming games to an extent. And I just can't stop playing it. Even though it's hard, I can't stop. So we have some fun. Oh, take care, Soothsayer. Have a lovely evening. All the huggles. So I have a few clips from my experience playing it. Yeah. Fun fact, I have noticed all of my clips. Every time I beat a boss, it's with 1 HP left. So there's that. Yeah. All right. You can see my health up here in the upper left, by the way.
Came at me like a wrecking ball.
1 HP! 1 HP in a dream!
Also, I realized my health bar or my donation
Yeah,
bar
oops.
has been in the way this whole time, and I'm so sorry for that.
Oops. And then here's another 1 HP in a dream.
Fuck. Fuck.
I make bad decisions, chat.
1 HP in a dream!
Nice.
I'm so excited. That's because it gave me a save. Because if you had to beat him to get that save, which was frustrating because I wanted it. That's like my biggest issue with this game is saves are so far away from boss fights sometimes. So if you die, you have to travel all the way back to the boss fight through all the side enemies and not die, or else you lose your soul that's in here. And I just, that's like my biggest gripe. Which, but, and then one more 1 HP in a dream, which I didn't actually realize was 1 HP in a dream, so I don't say it here.
Ooh. Oh no. Ooh.
Also, a lot of these are bonus fights you don't have to actually do. I think all 3 of these were. And I was like, I'm doing them. Because I'm stubborn.
Yo!
1 HP?
Wait. Is that it?
I had to make sure, because sometimes it fakes you out. It makes you think you won and you didn't. So,
I got respect!
So yeah. I did have one more 1 HP in a dream, but that boss makes a lot of gross noises, so I did not want to subject you guys to that. So, yeah, that's Hollow Knight. That's my
Yay.
number 2. Yay.
My other honorable mention for games released in 2021 is Mario Party Superstars, which...
Oh, yeah, and I forgot to add that.
Well...
I was hoping you would.
I did. I have expected nothing from Mario Party games since about Mario Party 9. So it's nice to see them kind of going in the right direction, in my opinion, like being able to play boards with friends and not just that weird thing that they did in the other Mario Party game.
Yeah.
And I mean, it wasn't in my top 5 because I still think that there could be some improvements. I also don't understand why they didn't just do like a collection of 1, 2, and 3 remade and then a collection of 4 through 7. So you'd have the N64 games, then the GameCube games. Like, it's weird that they mixed them all together. It's extra weird that they put in some of the mini games from 1 that could destroy your hands. Like, you have hundreds of mini games to choose from. Why the hell did you do that? Like, that seems like a really dumb decision to me. So they made some weird decisions. There also weren't a lot of boards considering how many games they chose from. Like, there were a lot of them that you didn't really see. Also, I missed the costumes from 2. I thought that was really cute, and I was hoping that they would do that.
Yeah.
So would like to see that. So I think it's hopefully on the upswing from here. It was definitely a lot more fun than previous games. In the series, but I think there's still more to be improved upon. So we'll see where Mario Party goes in the future. But I did have a lot of fun playing it with Kat, and I have 2 clips from that.
Because, I made my lists, and then I was like, oh, fuck, I played that this year. I hope Kita adds it because I'm committed.
I did.
Yes. Oh, my God, yes.
Oh.
Oh,
Why
okay.
isn't mine a light blue? I guess to stand out, but still.
Maybe.
Bonk. There's a lot of bonking. Die!
Murder! Amazing.
Mario Party gets serious. That was only in the, like, tutorial screen. Also, I avenged you.
You did avenge me! Fuck
You're
Luigi!
welcome.
There's a lot of bonking. Die!
You're like, there's a lot of bonking. Die! Like, just like the 0 to 10. I love it.
He deserved it.
He did.
10 out of 10 would kill again.
That's fair.
This is Kat and I trying to get coordinated in this mini game.
You're supposed to circle around this to make a circle together. It's very
We
difficult.
were not doing that.
Nope.
No! Okay.
That was the edge of the fucking thing.
Oh god! It's so difficult!
Damn it.
I'm so confused.
Got it!
We won! We did it!
Amazing.
Struggled that entire time.
But we fucking did it. Oh my god, that's not an easy one. It's so awkward. Oh my god. Oh wait, there's no more. Hold on.
Coordination. We did it.
We did it, chat. Also, this is making me hungry now.
Oh god.
Just saying.
I am very hungry.
Actual disaster.
Yeah, right. Actual disaster.
One.
We did.
And that's what matters.
That's what matters.
I said it that too. Amazing. So that's your number 1 for honorable mention.
For honorable mentions, yes. I'm sad we were never able to get it to work with Kuri. We'll have to try again.
Right? We should. Heck yes, because they probably have improved it since.
Yeah. And it seemed like it was only that one night that people had
Yeah.
issues, so.
Right. It's the friends we made along the way. Well, my number 1 for honorable mentions of all time, of my honorable mentions, is Final Fantasy XIV, Endwalker specifically, but also just 14. The reason I didn't have it up on anything is because I keep playing this game. I've never stopped playing this game. On top of that,
I don't put it at number 1.
Right? I don't play it much on screen or on stream. Also, it is a release this year. Endwalker came out this year. That's the expansion. But I didn't do that on stream. So that's why I did the As Fidelis raids, but I didn't do the story on stream. So that's why I only put it in honorable mentions, because what I've done of it is not much on stream. But the game itself, I'd have at number 1 if I could, because Final Fantasy XIV is amazing. But I have some fun clips. Yeah. I have some fun clips, one of which is not from Endwalker, but is from stream this year. And then one of which is where I played with all 3. Actually, both of these are where I played with all of my partners in that moment. So you'll see Wolf, Fender, and River. But you'll also see Tim in one of these. And I'm sure Tim's going to love that he's in this. So, sarcasm. So here's the first one. This was just a great moment that has nothing to do with Endwalker, but 14. And we're doing a trial. And you can see River, Fender, Wolf, and I. River's trying to tell us where we should go. And that's just all I'll give you. Let me hide my face here.
Get close to the edge on the west. Get away from her.
Well,
River was wrong.
River. River.
Well.
Were you wrong, or did you do that on purpose?
River couldn't stop laughing.
By the power of yeet.
I was so confident too.
River did not do that on purpose. River legit thought you were supposed to be there, and then we all left. It's fine. And then this was just a fun... Yeah, murderer. This is just a fun clip of Tim murdering me. So I need you guys to see this. This is a little bit... This is just
Tim on voice.
Spoilers. No, Tim is not on voice. But Tim is Yagasi... What was it? Yagasi Fohammer. So, yeah, that's who I start following for a moment.
Oh, well, River died, so I'll just go here.
Ooh.
I'm going back to Tim because I trust him.
Okay, that would be a mistake.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Tim! Tim
Right
died.
on cue.
Well,
Tim! You led me astray!
Oh, well.
Yeah, I
Gryffindor,
kind
it's
of
all
could
just
tell
fine.
that Tim was wrong, which is why I started running away from him here, because the tell here is like this arrow at the top is telling you that half is bad, and I was like, why is Tim still standing there? That's not safe. Wait. So I started
That'd
trying
be
to
a
run.
mistake.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Yep.
And then Tim paid for that mistake. Apparently Tim was in the middle of healing someone, so fair, but from that perspective it was hilarious. So anyway, that's my honorable mentions. So do you want to do your 5th then of release this year?
yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
My number 5 is Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, which is a remake of like Pokemon Diamond Pearl. I wasn't like super pumped for this because Gen 4 is my least favorite. I feel like it's just really slow compared to the other games. And thankfully in the remake, it went a little bit faster. I'm sure some of that was experience share, but just it felt a little bit better paced for me anyway. My biggest gripe with the remakes is definitely the art style. I really don't like it, even after playing the whole thing. The portraits are fine, or like in battle, but the chibi artwork just doesn't do it for me. It really makes them look like little toys, and I'm not a fan of the style. Personally, I would have rather had a pixelated style that was closer to the original, or something more like Sword and Shield, which I think looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my biggest gripe, I would say. But I still had fun playing through it. Unfortunately, the shiny hunting isn't my favorite, so I haven't really played a lot of it after beating the main story. But I did have fun playing through it.
Hey.
So, yeah.
Also, Kuri's birthday is Sunday, but she celebrated it yesterday on stream.
Yeah, her birthday.
She's
she did a birthday stream, but it wasn't her official birthday.
Yeah.
So I have 3 clips from Pokemon Diamond, and it's poor Dwayne.
It's what?
His
Poor...
my golem's name, her name was Dwayne.
Dwayne the Rock.
Yes.
Got it.
She started off as a Geodude.
Dwayne? Dwayne, are you having a hard time?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
It would seem so. Oh, there we go.
Aww. Wow, I'm surprised the programming kept trying to bring it back.
They certainly tried. The next clip is a continuation of Dwayne's problems.
Oh no. Okay. Okay.
I can't get that yet.
Oh man.
How did you fall down there?
I like how you're trying to have it happen again.
Oh yeah. I absolutely tried.
Oh my god, amazing. Like,
so yeah, Dwayne just had a lot of issues the entire playthrough while following me.
Wait.
Maybe they weren't expecting Golem to be picked often. I don't know, so they didn't like make sure.
Rip. I don't know. I think a lot of them were glitched or broken. I think it's just the game. So here is me vindicating myself, battling Cynthia, because when we played through Platinum on stream, I did not beat Cynthia. I got to her and it was like, I would have to grind quite a bit to beat her. And I was like, fuck this. So I didn't. So
fair.
When we played through Diamond, I was like, we're going to beat Cynthia. So this was a stroke of good fortune.
And vengeance.
Because I really did not want to have to go through the Elite Four again. And so you shall see what happens.
All right.
You're stressing me out.
Hold on. There we go.
You're stressing me out.
covered.
Oh!
Yo! Yo! Wreck its ass!
Woo!
I love that's name Advil.
Yes!
That's so good.
Advil, MVP.
You did it!
You're
Yep.
stressing me.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
It ended up working out because, yeah, Garchomp is really strong, and then she uses that berry, which makes it even more difficult. And I think that was the only ice move I had. So it was a very stressful battle. Cynthia is tough, so
Yeah. Oh man.
it worked out.
GG! Yo!
Yay!
So that is your number 5?
Yep, that would be my number 5.
All right. So my number 5 is tied. This is the last tie. For very similar reasons. Wolf
Okay.
tried really hard to help me figure out which one should win, and he asked a question that hilariously applied to both, and I was like, it's the same.
Well,
so my number 5 is Little Nightmares 2 and Tormented Souls. Because
the only thing I remember from Little Nightmares 2 was the Mufasa scene. That's the clip you picked, isn't it?
No, because that was ending, so I was avoiding it.
Oh.
But yeah, that's a good one.
I didn't say it was the ending. I just said it was the Mufasa thing that could have referred to anything. Could have referred to a stampede.
No, you're fine. That's why I didn't pick it, though. That's what I'm just explaining. Like, I didn't pick anything that was ending related if I could avoid it. But yeah, like Little Nightmares 2 and Tormented Souls are both very good games that have core mechanic issues. So with Little Nightmares 2, I love the story. I'm very engaged about the story because of it having to deal with one, and it's mind-blowing, and it has a good plot twist. I love the art, the creepiness, the fucking character designs, and the enemies are amazingly terrifying, which I have a couple clips to show that. And it's just like, it's disturbing in the best ways if you like horror. And I love Little Nightmares World, much less 2. 2 has a problem that 1 I didn't think had, where you need to be perfect in your escape or in a fight towards the end. But like, you need to be perfect. If you fuck up at any point, like get stuck on something or don't jump right or whatever, you're dead. And they do that way too much. There's zero forgiveness, and it makes several scenes very frustrating.
I think I was there for that.
You might have been,
yeah.
Because, like, the boss fight made that really difficult, but then there were some escape scenes in, like, the 4th chapter that were so hard because you needed to be completely perfect. And I don't remember the first game being like that. There were several moments where I'm like, I shouldn't have lived, but I did because it forgave me. It did. 2, I don't know why they made it such a small window, but that was my biggest gripe. For Tormented Souls, I loved that game. I loved how it felt like an old Resident Evil game. I loved the camera angles because that's like my favorite thing to freak me out. And I loved the scares, the atmosphere, the stories, but whatever. I loved playing it, and that's what mattered. And the puzzles were actually really fun for me. I adored all of the puzzles. There was just like one that was bullshit, but like all the rest were really cool and innovative. Like, I was excited to try and figure them out. My biggest gripe was no accessibility options or difficulty options. So another core gameplay mechanic issue, because the beginning was really difficult with limited saves and with limited ammo and health. There was not much health. Like, the beginning was really difficult. So I would not recommend it to people who are just getting into the horror scene for the first time, or that don't like survival horrors, or that need some accessibility options because they can't play a game like the average gamer can because of either lack of mobility or whatever. You don't have accessibility options to make the game easier for you. And I have a huge issue with that. So that's why I put them both together, because Wolf's question to me was, which one would you play again? And hilariously, I played both again.
Well,
because I broke Tormented Souls. There is a gameplay glitch that breaks your entire game. And if you don't have a save close enough to it, you have to replay all the way up till that to redo it. Because if you do things out of order for a door knocking glitch or for a door knocking puzzle, you break the whole game. So I had to replay 2 hours of gameplay to get to that point again. And I liked the game so much that I did that. So that speaks to that. But then same with Little Nightmares. In order to get a special ending, you need to have gotten all of the special glitches. And I looked up where all the rest were, and you need to replay several chapters in order to get the ones you missed. And I did that as well off screen so I could do it for stream. So they're tied. So Tormented Souls, this is some clips from that. The door knocking puzzle, yeah, it was awful. It was just broken. So yeah. Cat MD. Here's a puzzle for you guys. Oh wait, I'm in the way.
That's not what I meant to do.
Oh look, an arm.
Oh look, an arm.
Until
Yeah.
I have light. Oh.
He needs an arm.
Take the other one. Then you'll have two.
He should be okay now.
Perfectly timed. So yeah, that was fun. Here's another one.
I think that's just a statue, but that scared the shit out of me.
I was scared.
I got way closer to that than I'm comfortable with.
Also, ignore what I'm about to say. Nobody can hear. Okay. It was a hypothesis. I'm not going to let you guys hear it.
It's alive now! It's alive now! It's alive now! Go!
Yeah. That was a good moment. And then here.
Death,
this was a cute thing.
Stop. Death. You should save before entering this door! Okay.
Because this is the save
really
symbol.
I appreciate the devs doing all this, though. That's really cute. Alright. We're gonna go in this other room first, then.
Which, ironically, you don't want to go in that other room first. You actually want to do this room first. But I didn't know that, and luckily chat told me. But that's like the kind of the never... I always want to say Neverland. Help. The never... Fuck.
I'm just interested in what you're gonna say.
Well, I was saying like that hole that was like, you'll die if you go down this hole. Like it was kind of that warning, and I loved that.
That's what I was thinking of too, and it's Neverhood.
Neverhood, thank you. I can't think of hood for some reason every time. All right, and then here's some clips from Little Nightmares. Here you go. Oh, I just got lucky.
Fuck you! I'm out.
Oh, well, this is
They're
lovely.
one-hit kills. Yeah, you have to shine the light on them.
Some noises. You just
Yeah.
limbo?
Oh my god.
Yeah, basically.
Oh my god.
I
Lower
got
now.
so lucky.
I got so lucky there, but that whole scene was actually very frustrating because that was another one of those you fuck up once you're dead, and I should have died right when I got hooked here. I should have died, but I somehow didn't.
Nice.
Yeah. How did you not die? That's a great question. But
I really
yeah, that
just want to put the limbo
Oh.
music over that.
Yeah. It's like I power slide, I think. Yeah, for a second. That section sucked ass. Yeah,
Go
I did.
under limbo stick.
Here's another thing. Another close call.
There's no better team.
I like your hat.
Arm in arm will win the fight. It's always been our dream. Okay. Bye.
I got very lucky.
Wow.
I'm having a lot closer calls this time around than I did before.
Don't know why I
became
turned into
Lotta.
Lotta. Yep. Also, yeah, hats. You can change your hats throughout the game, which is a fun
you
little
can?
thing.
That's cool.
Yeah. You start with a bag on your head. And then
Oh.
I found this.
I mean, I
fedora,
can
so-
relate to that.
Here's
I would
another
just
one.
leave it, probably.
Fair. Yeah, here's a rain hat because I wanted to match 6. The foundation looks solid. It'll happen. It'll register.
Do you...
It's timed. 6 is dead already.
I was just like thinking, like, Kat, I think you should move.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Absolutely solid foundation.
Oops. And then here's the last one.
Wildcat.
This is a good horror moment.
Yikes.
One of the best designs.
Ew.
Yeah, she
gross.
freaks me out.
I hate this.
Her neck is a
Go, go, go,
slinky.
go, go, go,
Yeah.
Go! Oh, fucking keep going.
She can keep
Right?
coming after you. That's
Yep.
terrifying.
She got me, and then it glitched. It's fine.
Oh, that makes it worse, I think.
Yeah, the teacher's terrifying. The game, like I said, the enemy design is so good. Like for horror, like it's just like
I mean, the game looked really good and
yeah,
scary and like creepy and had good atmosphere. But yeah, it's a bummer that there were so many frustrating elements.
yeah, because it took me out of it, especially towards the end. I was just pissed. I was like,
Yeah,
because
you get to that once you get to that point of just like being that frustrated, it's really hard to appreciate anything good the game's doing because you're like, I don't want to, you know what I mean?
Right.
You're just like done.
The Beetlejuice snake, yeah. Yeah, that's why both of those were tied, because they both had really bad points to them, but they also are really good to the point where I actually played through again to get things. So, like, that kind of speaks for how good it is, but just they need to fix some shit. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my number 5.
Okay. My number 4 is Origami 2, which Kat and I have played a good bit of, I would say. I don't know how far we are in the game, but it was a lot of fun, and we also played with Kuri, which was even more fun. Yes, I get it. It's the same one as you, Kat, okay?
Yep, that's
I
my
figured
number
it out.
4!
Same number and everything. Too bad. We don't have the same clips.
No. But that's just, oh my god, that's amazing. Yep. It's so fun.
It's a really fun co-op game, and it's just like, I mean, we're not even paying attention to the story. I could care less about the story, which isn't often true for me. But the gameplay itself is just so fun, especially to do with another person, like to do with a friend.
It's the
it
best
takes
co-op
two.
game I played in a while.
You can take some lessons.
Yes.
Anyway, I had infinitely more fun with Origami 2 than It Takes Two.
Yeah.
Even story aside, like gameplay wise,
yeah,
I felt like It Takes Two got kind of frustrating in certain parts or overstayed its welcome in certain parts.
They wanted to try too many things that they never perfected one thing.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree. And some of them worked better than others, as opposed to just kind of focusing on like a core mechanic that you could maybe upgrade or something. It just felt kind of disjointed. But yeah, so I have 2 clips from Origami on my channel because we played a little bit with Kuri that one time. So
yeah,
enjoy.
Yeah. And also, I don't know if I did or not, Gray. I don't really remember, to be honest. But also, since it's also mine, I'll just like play my clips right after Kita's. And so I'll just add on here. It's my number 4 as well because it's just really fucking fun. Like we have thoroughly enjoyed ourselves to the point where we were like, hey, let's start over and play with Kuri because we like it that much. And it's still, even though we're replaying the same levels, playing different things happen every time you do it. And yeah, there's like that frustrating moment that we had where it was like the which is why it's maybe not higher, was just like the oh, now you have to go back because you failed a time limit you didn't know you had. But like otherwise it's just still, that's later game. Like just in general, it's a lot of fun and you can choose to be assassinating or not. And even with all the glitches, which I do have a handful of glitches and clips, it's still really enjoyable and just hilarious, and the aesthetic's really good. And honestly, like, normally sequels aren't the better game. This game is so much better than the first game in terms of gameplay. Like, they really learned and improved. And made it so much better. I was gonna
say that too, because it's so much easier to control than the first game. You can actually like move bodies around, which you couldn't do initially in the first game until you got like a power up to hide them, which was very annoying in the beginning. Like, it's just a huge improvement over the first one, and so fun to play with friends. And the fact that you can play up to 3 people is really cool. So
yeah. Especially because sometimes you just have 3 people, and you're like, well, I don't have enough to do 4, but also I want to include this third person. It's nice to have that option. Also, you don't have to have 3. You can just have 2, so it's nice.
Guards in games don't get paid enough to do what they do. That's true.
Everyone's cat for the win.
I'm gonna go this way because I have a problem and always want to go this way.
Wait, is that the one where can you actually make that jump though?
Never mind. Oh, this isn't the place I thought it was.
Perfect.
My bad.
Just yeeted. Hi, Wolf. Hello.
Cat's like, I'm gonna go this way. I'm like, can you go that way?
I was so confident.
You were.
Oh my god.
Switch to might be best to switch to potions when not
click on it.
How the fuck? I just glitched a civilian up on top of this.
Yes.
See if you can see him.
I'm coming. Oh, I just knocked.
Oh, I think he might actually be a target. Either way, he kind of yeeted up here.
Oh no!
Come here.
Might be best
so good. I
Just
told you,
look at
there's
him
glitches. But there's glitches, but it's still amazing.
To switch to
what?
How the fuck?
I love your face.
A civilian up
the
on
shock.
Woo! Click on it.
How the fuck?
I love your face for that. Go that way, yes. Survive. Oh my god. Wait, did I clip that? I don't know. You might have. Yes, it was Katana. So here's some of mine as well. Here you go. Oop. Oh no! This is when Cat alerts everyone.
On target.
Oh,
target.
yeah. Like every time we play
this.
I'm
gonna head for the exit while this is going on.
I died.
Okay.
You're okay.
Well,
Nailed
everyone's
it.
aggroed.
I make Kita's life harder. That's what happened.
They weren't there before.
Yeah.
Like, that seems new.
Oh no!
Are you in the wall?
Are you in the wall? It's fine.
Oh,
it's fine.
Geez.
It's fine.
I can see you on my screen. Also, they weren't there.
I'm surprised I didn't alert anybody for that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No!
Pro strats, chat.
That way.
Watch and learn.
That's how you do it.
As it could have.
Yep. And then this one. I think that was the first time it happened to me. Yeah. This game is beautiful. This game is beautiful. Anyway. Going down? Yeah. And then this one.
Oh, I was getting comfy. I was hit, sir. Oh.
This is just a lot of unfortunate.
Sir, please no.
Just see Cat running in the distance.
Sir, stop.
It's rare that you're the problem.
I know. I'm always the problem in this game, though.
True.
You broke the wall for me.
Usually I'm the chaotic one.
I was trying to figure out where to go.
Matt, don't bring them over.
Sorry.
I'm bringing them with me. Help! God damn it.
I pawned them off on Kita.
I'm bringing them with me. I have them. Ah!
Oh.
Ah!
Oh, I died.
Hi. What I miss?
Hi, Kaylana. Thank you so much for 2 months of support. I appreciate you. You just missed some fun clips. That's all. I love Kita's yeet of body to distract. Like, that's my favorite thing right here. Wait. Right here.
Okay.
Ah!
The body.
This is why this game is so good, chat. So yeah, that's our number 4.
Lots of fun chaos. Oh, also, chat wants you to play Watch Dogs with me because apparently you can play co-op and it is very chaotic.
Like Saints Row style, I've heard.
Yes, very much that.
Oh my god.
So,
but I don't have a PS5.
You can play on PS4.
Oh, okay.
And we can still do it.
Oh my god.
So,
the sheer chaos energy in that game between you two and when Curry played, yeah, it's just all of the chaos.
All the chaos.
So yeah, what's your number 3 then?
I mean, speaking of chaos, my number 3 for games released in 2021 is Hitman 3. I really like the Hitman games. I mean, it could have been higher. I did play it quite a bit. My problem with Hitman 3 is that there wasn't a lot of improvements from 2. They introduced a phone mechanic. That's pretty much the main difference. Which, I mean, Hitman 2 was great, so it's not like it had a ton to improve upon. But, like, if you're going to give me a phone, give me selfie mode with 47. Like, I want to be able to take selfies over my kills. And it was just a missed opportunity, and I'm still mad about it. So, like, the locations were really beautiful and really cool, especially the, like, mansion clue kind of estate. I liked that level the most, I would think. Thinking back to all of them, I think that's my favorite. But yeah, I just wished it had done a little bit more or added a little bit more. I want more goofy things and like fun things to do because I like just to be a menace in Hitman. I don't play it the way you're supposed to play it. And I like having those options. So, you know, like more silly costumes, more silly items. I don't know, like being able to move bodies in a more efficient way would be nice instead of dragging them. I'm like, 47, you can like crawl across like a balcony with your fingertips. Like, how can you not pick up a body and move it? Like throwing a body in a wheelbarrow, for example, would be a great way to move a body. Like stuff like that. That would make my life easier. That's what I want to see.
Seriously, though. Like origami, you have a more efficient way of picking up bodies than Hitman.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, that's what I want from the next Hitman game. I want to be able to be more chaotic. Like, it's fine to have, you know, Silent Assassin and playing it the way that it's intended, but I would like the option to just do silly things, which is the majority of the clips that I have here. I really enjoyed breaking Hitman 3. That was sort of my goal after a while. So here's some clips and also one TikTok.
Yes.
So, which is my most, like, I don't know, watched TikTok, like the best one, I guess.
I know which one it is then.
So that's the last thing I have.
Yo. Okay.
Just wait for it.
There it
goes. What did you
I love
do?
when they all freak out.
Your giggle. Wait, I need to to watch that again.
There it goes.
Oh my god.
I knew she was gonna get up, so I strategically placed a grape there before before she got up. I discovered that grapes make people slip like bananas do, and
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with that.
That's amazing. Oh my god.
You will see that in
Grapes
other clips.
to the rescue. Oh my god. Is that Diana?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, buddy.
Okay.
Diana just can't stay up. Oh no.
Diana died.
Did she fall too much?
I think so.
Oh, she dead. Right there. Yep.
Diana
there.
died.
Just wait for the next one, which is like I wanted this one for context of the just like bizarreness that happens in the next one.
Oh my god. Oh wait, I didn't pause that one. Hold on. Kita's still giggling. All right.
Found them, didn't you? I was up here before you. Diana, please don't do that again.
Diana, look where your feet are.
Did she just say so that's what it feels like? No, Diana, no! No!
You can
Oh, no,
see
she's fine! What the fuck? How are you fine? What?
not as fun as it looked.
What is this? Oh, she might have died that time.
No, she's fine. Oh, wait, no, she's dead.
She's
Oh!
She's fine. What? What is happening?
Huh? That's amazing.
I think normally if she slips twice, she dies. But for
Yeah.
some reason, I don't know. I broke it, and then she.
I love his huh.
What is
Yeah.
Huh?
I
That's
mean,
so good.
discovering that I could make people slip on grapes was pretty much my favorite thing.
Yo, yeah. I remember in my game I did sniper bit and straight up shot Diana in the face, then shot the target before it gave me the game over. Way to save yourself. Oh my god. Poor Diana. Oh my god. And then TikTok.
Oh, yep, there's the TikTok.
This is a little piece I...
Oh, this is a little loud. Okay.
Yeah, it is. It is. Please enjoy.
This is a little piece I like to call electric chair.
This is so well edited, Kita.
I think
Thank
you
you.
might have to turn it up. Is anybody...
So good. Chat, please go watch Kita's TikTok. Please go follow Kita on TikTok. How do I do this? There we go.
I just
There you
got
go.
500 followers. Yay!
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 Yo. So many links. You're welcome. Now you can't miss
Oh, there's
it.
Giles getting murdered. Whoops.
It's probably fine. But yeah, so that's amazing. So that's your number 3, right?
I have one more clip.
Oh, okay, go for it.
It's already in there.
Oh.
That was me just killing Diana just to see what would happen.
Oops.
Rip Diana. I love
I
her
have a
face,
hard
though.
time if the game says push you know, off a cliff or into a grape squisher, you know, I
Gotta
have
do
a
it.
hard time saying no.
Yeah, that's fair. That's completely valid.
Her face.
Yeah. So good. Hitman's a treasure. Kita playing Hitman is a treasure. Let me correct that. I do favoritism this one time. So yeah. So that's your 3, right?
Yep.
Okay, trying to math. So my top 3 is probably no shock, but my number 3 for what came out this year is Resident Evil 8 Village. Because I thoroughly enjoyed it. As much it doesn't compare to other Resident Evils, but I could not stop playing. I was excited to play every time I played. I had fun. I wanted to keep playing. That is probably the only game that I would do New Game Plus for fun. I started doing that with my mom but then she got motion sick because it is first person. But I really enjoy it. Yes, there are things that need to be worked on it. Yes, especially with story. Story's a bit of a hot mess, but I just liked the gameplay so fucking much. It's not scary. The only scary bits, like the mansion's a little bit. I like the mansion a lot. The first half of the game is my favorite. Second half, but the first half's a lot of fucking fun. I played on easy, so people know, just for transparency reasons. So I really enjoyed the gameplay. I never had to worry about anything, and I felt like a powerhouse and could destroy everything. I also liked the collectibles and like, as much as I never really cared for Resident Evil 4 because I hated that it wasn't that scary. Resident Evil 8, and also the gameplay. Like, the gameplay is tank controls and stuff, and it really turned me off from 4. 8 doesn't have that problem. It's first person. It's what we're used to, and I had no problems with that. Also, I didn't have to fucking escort anybody. So that was my highlight. But I really enjoyed playing it. I couldn't stop. Also, again, I liked the Lady D and her daughter section. I loved the Benviento house. That was fucking cool. The only thing I just don't really care for Moreau and Heisenberg. They're fine. The voice actor for Heisenberg I love, but like it's just the rest of it's but I really enjoyed playing it. Like, even though I wasn't that into the story, I was like, let me play, because I just wanted to shoot things. And I liked, I love the thing in Resident Evil where you grab things and have to go back to another room and finish that. But like, you grab something, you're like, oh, I know what this goes to. Like, I love that feeling. So it gives me good brain chemicals. So I couldn't stop playing 8. Like, and I know, like, what, Tim played it fucking 5 times. Like, it's just something that has fun replay value, even though it's not the best Resident Evil. It's just fun. So Ethan rivals Henry in the room for most apathetic milquetoast protagonist. That's fair, but I would say Ethan is better than Henry. No offense to Henry. Henry has 0 personality. At least Ethan's a good father. So there's that. But yeah, so I have a few clips. I didn't have that many clips from Resident Evil Village that were really good, so just here's a handful. This was my favorite Lady D clip I did. Oh wait, shit, I'm in the way. Hold on, okay.
Bloodline of House Domitresk is done in by the likes of you.
She's running! She scared me. She was a little mad.
I do think it's funny that she just like can't get in there. Like,
yeah, she can't fit. But also I like that I zoomed in on her butt there. It's just like
so many times she chased Eco around the mansion.
Oh, I like that. I like that, like, endless patrol to try and maneuver around the mansion. It gives a little bit of a difference to other games. Because the other games didn't really have that. Like, Mr. X does. But it's, like, the newer games are doing that a lot more. And I like that dynamic. Because the older games couldn't
Jack did
do
that too. And,
yeah.
Right? In
Wait,
7?
what did that? Oh, yeah. Jack does it in 7. Yeah, the newer games all do that. The older games I don't think had the capacity to do that. So I think that's like a really fun dynamic, is it keeps you on your toes throughout and planning where you need to go and what's the path you need to get there now. So I personally like that. I personally remember the eco chasing. Yeah.
What are you buying? Just something an old friend of mine used to say.
And that's just cute. That's just
Easter
precious.
egg.
Yeah.
Cute. Very cute.
Doing a reference to Resident Evil 4.
What are you buying? Just something an old friend of mine used to say.
Because that's what the merchant says in 4. So that was just a cute little Easter egg. And then this one. I had to crouch to get into a hole to get into this area. And that's all I'll
I
say.
remember this.
I feel so short.
I was walking around crouched for way too long than I care to admit. I was very embarrassed. This whole area, I could not figure out what to do because nothing's interactable when you're crouched. So I was like, why am I stuck in here? Anyway, I figured it out eventually, obviously. But that's my number 3. So, Kita, what is your number 2?
My number 2 game released in 2021 is Unpacking, which is an indie game. It is very nostalgic, very sweet. Has a really cute story. It's just really chill. Like, basically, you are unpacking all of your things and like moving into different places over the course of the lifespan of this character. So you get to see them like as a kid and as they grow up and then have relationships, etc. And it's just like really wholesome and sweet. And I had a lot of fun playing it. It wasn't long or anything like that. But it was just really chill. Also, it was very satisfying to just like organize all the things. It was one of those oddly satisfying things. So the clip I have is basically one of the few clips from that game, and chat and I were trying to figure out all the DVDs that they had in their collection as we were unpacking them, and we couldn't figure out this one DVD. So chat was desperately asking people who had came in on the raid what it was, and they're still upset about it because it doesn't exist. The devs apparently said, "Yeah, all the other ones are."
Said it's not real.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure chat said it was made up.
Oh, okay.
As you can see, some people in chat are still upset about it.
Yeah, as you can tell. All right. Oh.
Fox Zero would be a wild pull since it's not well liked.
Which one?
If any of you can guess the yellow DVD cover,
Yellow
I will
one.
gift you a sub, Dalton. Okay, so we can't figure out what this DVD is. We figured out the others. We don't know what this is. So if you have a guess, feel free to put it in chat.
The devs
We've got
confirmed
these
it. The
Blu-rays
salt
that
is
we're trying to
never
figure
ending.
out.
Oh, okay.
That's what I
do think this is
thought,
the
Dalton.
one. Probably. Fox
Of
Zero would
all
be a
of them,
wild
why
pull
is that one made up?
I don't know. The other ones are real. We figured
but
out all the
yeah.
other ones.
That's what you do is you like pick them up, click around, replace. Oh my god, it's so satisfying to watch. I've watched Kita's playthrough and someone else's playthrough, and I want to play it. I just haven't gotten around to it, but it looks so satisfying.
It is very satisfying.
Oh man. Hey.
Much
So
chill.
that's your number 2.
Yeah.
Much 2. Very wow. Much chill. Much 2. Anyway. Okay, my number 2, really number 1 and number 2 is kind of tied for me, but I just forced them into 1 and 2.
I mean, that's kind of how I felt about Hitman 3 and Unpacking. It could kind of go either way, but like just, you know, because Unpacking was kind of a surprise and like an indie game, and like again, Hitman 3 didn't really like do that much new stuff.
Yeah.
So
that's fair. Yeah, my 2 and 1, so I won't say my number 1 yet, but my 2 and 1 were very, very tied. My number 2 that released in 2021 is Psychonauts 2. Psychonauts 2 is all I could have asked for and more. It legitimately feels like, because I played Psychonauts 1 shortly before Psychonauts 2 came out, and it just feels like a continuation. And that's all you could have asked for. Like, it's just, I feel like I'm just playing the same fucking game. It just looks better and plays better just because, you know, naturally with improvements of, you know, abilities and what capabilities the console has. But, like, the game's so nice that you keep all of the abilities, almost all the abilities that you had in 1. So, like, yeah, it does a little cool, like, excuse tutorial to teach you them, but, like, you don't lose everything. Like, how it's like, oh, you have amnesia or whatever the fuck. Yeah, you have everything you had. So it just feels like a continuation, and you get more, and you improve upon more. And the same actors, same voice actors who are phenomenal, the same fucking humor, the same writing. It doesn't do anything that's, like, you know, it's not different, but it's the same, and that's what we wanted. Like, it just was perfect. It's the best sequel I've ever played in my life with an amazing first game. Because usually nothing ever beats the first game.
Especially considering the time between
the
games. Because normally, like, the longer you wait for the sequel, like, you know, there ends up being issues, and it's not as good. Kingdom Hearts 3. So that's really awesome that it ended up being, you know, everything that you had hoped and wanted it would be, because I feel like that could have gone so wrong.
It could have. And it was so amazingly done. It's similar with some quality of life improvements. Yeah. Like, it has just some, like, oh, this does better now. And also, like, even, like I said, the humor is still spot on. It's still exactly the same as it was, which I have a lot of clips of the humor to show off. Which, I mean, again, a little bit of spoilers, but none of it. There was one clip that I can't do because it was, like, endgame spoilers. So this is all just more, like, quips between some characters to show off. I don't even think I broke the game often, if at all. I maybe did once. But, like, it's hard to break. Like, it's a solid game. Like, they didn't cut corners. They made sure this game was good. And you did it's the same mechanics in terms of, like, going into people's brains. For those that don't know Psychonauts, you play a little kid who goes into people's brains to help them, but also to progress, like, now you have that person's help so you can continue the story or whatever. The first game's more focused on people who are in, like, well, not later it's more about people in an insane asylum and helping their brains that have PTSD or whatever, helping their PTSD, stuff like that. This game is more just, like, figuring out what's going on and getting to the bottom of it. And again, helping people. Like, some people had some really traumatic experiences and you're trying to help them through it. Talk to them about it once you see what happened, stuff like that. And this game is really good at, like, covering issues. Like, they research their shit and it's so good. I also remember the devs just chilling in chat. Yes! And the devs! Oh my god.
That is
Tim
awesome.
Schafer was in chat along with one of the devs from Double Fine. Like, I was just like, so that was awesome. So yeah, so Psychonauts 2 just so good. So here's some clips. Noises. Also 10 out of 10, you can pet the animals.
Yay.
So that's what this shows. You pet them with psychic ability, but it still works.
Don't tell the others, but you're my favorite.
It's wiggling its tail.
Also, the noise just hurt. What is that deer noise? But yeah.
Sounds like a honk, like of a car.
You don't get the pet right away. You have to buy it from the store, but it is an ability you can buy. Also, this is part of the humor of this game, which is questionable, but great.
No, because I asked for acorns that were crushed, didn't I? Didn't I, Fur Lancelot? I hate to yell at you, Fur Lancelot, but I am the crushed one. It crushes my heart to see you not doing your best. Understand? Now, do I need to show you how to crush things? No? You sure? Okay. Good boy. Now, try again. But this time think about personal commitment and delivering excellence every day. All right?
Oh.
Sorry you had to see that, Raz.
Raz's face is pure gold. I can't. Raz, I will say, they made Raz such a fucking mood in 2. He wasn't this much of a mood in 1, and he has the best reactions to things that is something a normal person would have as a reaction. And I'm like, Raz, I love you. Anyway, also this.
If it were any
Clear your mind.
if it were any emptier, I'd pass out.
Focus on the hottest thing you can think of.
Okay then. I'm thinking of your mother.
Dad!
We're human beings, Rasputin.
Oh my god.
One of my favorite lines. I'm thinking of your mother. So yeah, that's his dad. And then this one. This was just a fun little side comment that had nothing to do with anything, but
What about Sasha and Mia?
Definitely did.
I don't believe it.
I saw it with my own eyes.
Agent 33,
What?
please report to Agent
I don't know how I feel about that.
What?
Hey, Agents 9 and Bodello are professionals.
Being professional doesn't mean they can't do lunchtime yoga.
Oh.
What did you think we were talking about?
They knew what they were doing. So I love the humor of Psychonauts. It's so stupid, but I love it. So yeah, that's Psychonauts in a nutshell. Yeah. So that's my number 2.
Well, my number 1 was
Yep.
already spoiled, but that's fair.
Yoga.
So for me, my number 1 game was the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which did come out in 2021, so
Yep.
it fucking counts.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's fair. I just had
So,
too many.
As we said before, it's a collection of all 3 Mass Effect games and their DLC. There's some quality of life improvements for 1, which is good.
Oh, so many.
So many. Which makes it a lot more fun to play. I hope they put on the Switch. I would buy it again and play it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mass Effect, I don't know. If I had to pick my top 3 games of all time, I think Mass Effect would be in there.
That's fair.
Because it's just so good. Like the voice acting, the characters and storytelling, the music, the worlds, like it's just amazing. And it is one of the games that can make me cry. So that says a lot, I think.
Yep.
Mainly 3 would probably be the one the most.
Yeah,
but,
I cried the most in 3.
Yeah. But it is an amazing series. And I also am not really into like games that are set in space usually. So this is kind of an outlier. But here are my clips.
Yes. More Mass Effect content in my veins. Fender, how dare you make me have emotions right now? I know what this is about to be.
Yep. Poor Garrus.
Poor Garrus. He was trapped in a door for mine. Anyway.
Yep.
All right.
Other humans are scared of us because they know we're
Garrus, bye, Garrus. F. Also, he likes that door.
I was trying to talk to that lady and I shut the door.
Let's see it again. Bye, Garrus. Makes Garrus adorable. How dare you? Oh my god.
Days of butchering are over.
Okay.
Your days of butchering are over, Doctor.
No, please, please.
Oh, Garrus, I thought you were gonna kill him in a cutscene.
Satisfying.
Why not just put it in a cutscene? I didn't even enough time to get to cover.
Oh my god. He just got shot in the back.
It's like immediate.
Yeah. He's like running. Pew pew, dead.
Oh, Garrus, I thought you were gonna kill him in a cutscene.
He just ragdolls to the floor. Oh my god. That was satisfying. I'm glad he felt so. God damn it, Garrus. Liara with the kill shot. I don't know who it was.
I think
it was one of
Liara
them.
did kill.
Yeah, because you can't
Liara
really
did kill
tell
him.
at first. Here, wait. She takes her gun
I
out
thought
first.
you were gonna kill him in a cutscene.
Yeah, it is Liara.
Yep. Liara's like, fuck this guy.
Yeah. All right. That happened to me with Ashley. Amazing.
Tali,
She's
are
going
you
to the
okay?
music. Oh my god, they're both.
Oh, there. Oh, there goes Rex too.
Look at that synchronized dancing, though.
Tali, are you okay? Oh, there goes Rex too.
Oh my god, a treasure. A treasure. Uncle Rex and Tali, please. Oh my god. So good.
What's going on here?
Oh, this is when I learned that I could explode their heads like watermelons.
Cerberus.
Oh.
That was a Cerberus.
Oh! That's graphic. That's amazingly graphic. I love it.
Not expecting that.
Oh.
Oh, goodbye, head.
Kita's just lining them up. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was mating sniper. I mean, with biotics, but that was my favorite thing in 3.
That's amazing. Directly applied to the forehead, head on. Oh my god. Explode ye heads. It ain't rated M for nothing. I mean fair. Alright.
Wait. Hey. No.
That didn't
hit you.
That didn't happen to me.
Oh, I'm stuck. God damn it.
Oh my god, that's so good. I like that frustrated, like, oh, this keeps happening. Like, things
I
keep
could only
breaking.
spin.
I just love the.
Wait.
I like that you and me also said at the same time. Amazing. And last one, cool guy Thane. I did him too.
Oh my god, I fucking couldn't keep it together when this happened.
Oh my god.
My associate's trying to find his son. We think a local criminal may have killed him.
It should be easy. We
So
don't see many
smooth.
Grell here.
My associate's trying to find his son.
There we
Thane
go. One
fucking
of my men
walks up
reported
and
a Grell recently.
Oh my god. Cool guy Thane.
Interesting. Mouse. Petty criminal. Probably not the guy.
My associate's trying
It's just like he wouldn't wear sunglasses in real life, but making him
No.
wear them. Is
That's why it's so funny, because he's so stoic and serious, and he just walks up with those sunglasses on. And this is a very serious, like, conversation and mission.
Yeah. Thane looking right out of the Matrix.
It does.
Oh my
Every
God.
time it cracked me up. It was
That's
so,
so
funny.
good. Oh my god. I love it. Mass Effect. National treasure. So yeah, that's a perfect number 1 on any list.
Yes.
Yep. All right. My number 1 is probably of no shock to a lot of people. Is Chicory, A Colorful Tale. Because Chicory is just... it's so cute. I can't. Like, again, Chicory and Psychonauts 2 are pretty fucking even for me. The reason I put Chicory top is because it is original, whereas Psychonauts 2 had something to work off of. That's the only excuse I had. Otherwise, like, content-wise and play-wise, I love them both. Chicory has amazing music by Lana Rain. I'm afraid I'm pronouncing it wrong. She did the music for Celeste. So amazing. Lena Raine. Oh my God. Lana Raine. I mixed up letters. It's Lena Raine. She did the music for Celeste. It's just as you can also tell sometimes with the boss fights in Chicory that it's same composer, but it's so perfect. I actually, while painting the table and stools that I had to paint, I listened to the Chicory soundtrack on loop because it's so good and chill. And then the art is just the cutest shit. On top of that, the fact that you can color anything the way you want. You can literally put as little and as much effort into this game as you want. I obviously put a lot of effort into it because I have a problem, but you can literally just play the game and do the puzzles and not color anything if you don't want to. It's whatever you want to do. I 100%ed it. I got every single thing you could buy. I did every single side quest you could do. I found every single thing you could find. I loved this game. I also 100%ed Psychonauts 2, by the way. I did do that as well. But I loved every piece of it. And the story is so good. It hits so close to home in some issues. Whether for good or for worse for some people, I'm sure. It is a huge metaphor about overcoming depression or dealing with it. Not necessarily overcoming it, but like handling it as best you can. And imposter syndrome and not feeling like you're good enough. It's a lot of that. It's a lot of issues that creatives feel. And that's why as a game and being a content creator and an artist, it's like, this is hitting too many for reals. Like, it's just, but it handles it very well. And the person who made the game dev is also the same person who made Wandersong, which is also an amazing game. And I loved every moment of Greg Lobanov, I think is how you pronounce his last name. It's so fucking good. And it just shocked me with everything. I was like, oh, this is going to be a cute game. No, I fell in love. On top of that, because not only with like my collecting issue and then my creative need, and on top of that, the stories, not just the main story, but the side stories. I'm going to have some spoilers that are some spoilers for side stories. But like the more you talk to people, the more dialogue options you get for them. And then when you like finish a section, you go back and talk to them. They'll have new things to say and you find out stuff about them. Or when you do a side quest, you find out stuff about them that you didn't know. And it's just like, this is the cutest shit I've ever seen in my life. And I'm crying because it's so fucking cute. So anyway, but again, you don't have to do any of this shit to beat the game. You could just go through the main story of the game and it would still be a good game. It's just the fact you have so many options otherwise. And, before one of the clips, I'll explain it, but there's something else in the game that I loved doing and you totally don't have to do because it's honestly probably 50% of my gameplay was doing this shit because I had a problem. So, but yeah, I figured I'd do the heads up of it does hit some personal things because someone's going through some really deep shit and you're helping them go through it, but then you it's that whole when you help someone and then you kind of fall into your own and like have to deal with it yourself too because you're like, oh wait, I feel the same, maybe, fuck. And like you deal with that accordingly and the game handles it very well in my opinion. So anyway, I loved it. Okay, I can't promote it enough. Okay, here's some clips from Chicory. So this is just like after I talked to this dude enough. Also, they don't have voice acting, so it's all reading, but
We just talk to them all.
oh wait, shit. My face.
Okay. Look, I don't know how to say this, but I think I should be telling more people, on account of it being on my mind a lot. I like dudes, okay? I mean, not just dudes. I like all kinds of folks. So I'm bi, okay? This is a new thing for me. We just talk to them all.
He's so assertive about it. So it has like LGBT representation too. I love it. It's anyway. Also, you can change the way you look all the time.
Oh my gosh.
Like there are so many accessories. Kita, there's a bee suit. You can buck bumble. Anyway.
Oh my god.
That's what I like, all the collectibles. It's finding hair. I think you can change your hair at a hair salon, but the collectibles are a shirt or a hat piece. So you see different things. Also, what you name as your favorite food in the beginning of the game becomes your name. So my character's name was Sushi. The first time I played the demo, it was ice cream, because my favorite food changes all the time. It's fine. This is Chicory. This is who the game is named after. You don't get to paint her. There's reasons for that. But so that's why she's black and white. Also, these trees don't like to stay colored a lot of the time. All right.
Okay, now let's show them.
Oh, before I show you, she asked me to make a portrait of her, and she'll make a portrait of me back. I had to answer a few questions, so I think it's different for everyone's playthrough depending on what you choose. So this is the outcome of that.
Okay, now let's show them. Wow, you did a really good job.
I did this one, and she did that one, which I was like, ah! Thank you. Thank you for that compliment. Look how cute she made me, though. It's gone now, but it's so cute.
God damn it. Okay, they definitely cheated.
I still can't get over the faces and the mean trees. That's fair.
Thanks, Sushi. Haha.
You really like it?
Of course.
Thank you. I almost can't believe it. Because I said my favorite colors.
Cute. It's my favorite color.
Oh. I think I said my favorite color. She asks your favorite color. I said green. And then I think I said like shy or something. Or like easily embarrassed or something. I don't know. Like it changes, I think, your demeanor in it. But you don't get, it doesn't take account.
So just change whatever color.
And then you get it to hang up wherever you want.
And shy, so that probably chose the
pose.
Oh,
shy.
That's really fucking cute.
So like, it doesn't take into account your headpiece or your outfit, but I still love it. You made some awesome artwork in this game. Thank you. This is the next one. I can't this was just a fun temple that had butts written everywhere.
Follow the path to others' hearts. But really, butts. Follow the path to others' butts.
Did you write that?
No.
Oh, I will.
The game did.
You don't need to tell me that twice.
I was having fun with it. No, it's like someone came in and graffitied the temple, I think, is what it was like.
Oh, so that was my character.
Yeah, probably, yeah. And then here's...
Aww.
So in a lot of points in the game when you don't have to do this, but if you want to, you can talk to the shop owners and you can change, like, or they say, hey, can you make me this, in this case, can you make me a pastry? Or you can say, they'll say, can you make me a logo? Or can you make me like whatever? And so for the pastry, I decided to make a Korok.
That's cute.
Right?
All right. Oh, wow. Folks are going to love this thing. Let me whip up a bunch.
Yeah, you'll need to whip up like 999.
Yeah.
Why is it so high up? Phew. Looks beautiful, thanks. Why is it so high up?
On the tables.
It
floats. Like dancing. Yeah. Yeah, haha.
Oh, look at my Korok.
I was so happy. And then this is, okay, so I have to explain a little bit before this one. So the game has an art gallery, or art classes you can take. They take up so much time if you want them to take up time. I wanted all my pieces to be as perfect as possible. So of course, this was 50% of my time was doing these art classes.
Does not surprise me.
I'm not joking. One piece would take me like an hour. So you would get, so the problem is in the beginning of the game, colors wiped from the world. So that means all pieces that ever existed, colors wiped from them. So that includes old art that like big artists in the game did. So what they do is they show you the, and I repeat, painting. They show you the painting and you're supposed to recreate it, which obviously with this shitty brush, because the brush is not exact, you do the best you can. And so God damn it, did the fucking best I could with every picture. I tried to get it as exact as possible, but with colors. And yeah. This was the last lesson. So I was like, what's it going to be? Because they've been all over the place. It's been abstract. It's been cute and simplified. One was anime. One was more, like the painterly, like a fucking Rembrandt. They were all over the place. This was the last piece, and I'm so glad it wasn't spoiled for me. The final lesson. Of course, I've saved the most intricate piece for last. You have to do 10, by the way. Challenge your every artistic skill. We'll be doing a master study of. It's just a fucking photo. I was so upset. This is not a painting. This is a goddamn photograph.
Maybe they're just really good.
I was so angry because also horses are notoriously the hardest to draw for artists. So like I was like, how dare you? Oh my god. But I did it. I did the best I could. But god damn it. I was so angry because you have to not only do 10 pieces, but in between doing 10 pieces, you have to do, it's like, oh, I want you to draw your favorite memory, or oh, I want you to draw a moment that made you sad, or whatever. Like so those go throughout the levels in different sections. So you only use the colors that are available in those sections, so they match the section. But and then also so they're blank until you fill them throughout the whole game. So it alternates. So technically, this is the 20th thing I had to do.
Oh, okay.
Some of those I had fun with. It was like, draw something that gives you anger. And I drew the fucking book from It Takes Two. So, like,
oh my God.
There were some things I had fun with.
You're not
I think
wrong.
Something that gave you joy. I did, like, Smug Pikachu. And it was just, like, all yellow. And it was just Pikachu's face being smug. So, there, you could have fun with those ones. Whereas with the recreations, again, I tried to do as exact as possible for the recreations. And fuck that horse. Anyway.
Okay.
Horses are hard to draw because their natural beauty is too high. Sending you your horse if you want to show it. Yeah, do that. That also. So this was what I drew. Oops. This was how I ended up the best I could get.
That looks pretty damn good to me.
I fucking tried, dude.
Do you know what I would have come up with?
Hey,
you don't want to know.
It would be just as beautiful. Apparently it was all interpretation. I just wanted to, because I will say, you can actually click on the image and it will swap it out. So you can kind of judge where, I didn't know this till halfway through. So like my first ones weren't like that. My first ones were just copying as best I could. But you can actually try and like line it up. It disappears as soon as you click. So like you can't keep doing that. But I tried, man. Cat calls that trying.
Trying, I know, right?
But like, it's the best you can do with like you can tell that when 3 colors meet up, they make a fucking dot of white. It drives me nuts. There are limitations to the engine, and it drives me a little mad for my perfectionism. Oh, I did draw Kita. I don't remember what the prompt was, but I drew Kita. There you go.
It's a me.
It's a Kita.
I appreciate.
Draw a friend. That's what I did. Yeah, I wanted to do a little, I was doing the red. They didn't have gray. These were my color options. So I couldn't do the gray. So I just did the best I could. Kita, the artist in her, is speaking. Yeah, it was draw a friend, and I drew Kita.
A friend is in quotes for some reason?
Yeah, I don't know.
What does that mean?
I don't know why Fender put it in quotes, but it's not in the game. Kita drawing. Smug Pikachu was hilarious because like right after Smug Pikachu, drama goes down because you do like there's like an artist like round table where they like talk about your art, and of course they're always positive except for one character who's a little bit of a bitch because she's jealous, and I get it, but like she fucking dips after I drew Smug Pikachu, so I'm like, Smug Pikachu is the reason everything went to hell.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back, huh? Smug
I was like,
Pikachu.
chat!
Like, no. I'm
Look
done.
what Smug Pikachu did. It was so fucking funny. It was the line that was drawn. No subtext intended because I was quoting it. No, I know. It was just funny. It was that Smug Pikachu. I tried the best I could. Oh my god. It was actually kind of more like the SpongeBob smug face because it was so high on the canvas. That's what I did.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it's fun. You can do whatever the fuck you want. in the game, and I love it. It's perfect, and I highly recommend it to everyone and anyone. You don't have to be of any age, nothing. It's perfect. It's amazing. There are some boss fights, but the game is very, very nice about them, because if you fail 1 or 2 times and it's too frustrating, it actually asks, like, do you want help, or do you, like, it has, like, do you need to skip it, stuff like that, in case, like, you know, a kid's playing and they can't do it, because some of it's like, I gotta run around and click at the same time, and I can't multitask, like, right hand doing left, like, different things. Can't do it. That's why I don't play piano. So, yeah, like, it's forgiving about that, which, I mean, makes sense, because Celeste was too, and it has similar vibes to Celeste, I will say. So, yeah. And I painted all of this. It's all white. Everything's always black and white until you paint it. I obviously had a problem and painted everything all the time. I did not want anything black and white unless I thought it looked good.
Fair.
So, yeah. So anyway, there's Smugachu if you want. Oh, here you go. Here's Smug Pikachu. It was express fear. That was fear, chat. I didn't take these prompts seriously, obviously. It's fine. But yeah, so anyway.
I was just gonna say that there were a couple games that I considered putting on the list, but I felt like I didn't play them enough. Like, for example, Life is Strange True Colors. I had only played Chapter 1, and I finished the rest of the game in 2022. So I didn't really feel like that could go on the list, because I'd only played 1 chapter of it at that point. But it probably would have made it on there, because I did really end up enjoying Life is Strange True Colors. So I don't know, maybe it'll end up on 2022's list. But like that, Bug Snacks is another one that I was like, well, I really like this, but I don't know. I haven't like played the whole thing or enough to really make that call yet. Yeah. So, you know, certain ones like that, especially from Twitch Miss, I didn't want to put on the list. So we'll see. Maybe they'll end up on 2022. Who knows? Also,
and speaking of Bug Snacks, Fall Guys did a collaboration with them. So fun fact. But anyway, yeah, what?
Pretty great. So I have a few other clips that I need to.
Oh, okay.
Because I created another category.
Another category?
Yeah, and it's called The Worst Fucking Games I Played This Year. And we've got Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase.
You don't have any clips from It Takes Two, do you? Or we'll see. I didn't think of doing this, so I didn't compile any clips. I fear. So you said this is Scooby-Doo and what?
And the Cyber Chase for PS1. We played it during Twitch Miss, and it was so bad that chat did not want to continue it.
Oh no. What the fuck?
Be careful, he knows karate.
Oh my god.
In the butt.
All right. That was an encounter.
Yes, it was.
Can you?
Oh my god. Do you just throw pie at everything?
Yep.
All right.
You know how Scooby-Doo is famous for throwing pies?
I literally can't.
Oh!
What, he shit a pie?
I guess.
Well, that worked.
Good dodge, though.
Thank you. The platforming was so bad when I got to Shaggy.
Frustrating.
I literally.
Oh, it was not
What,
good.
he shit a pie?
Also, 1 HP in a dream, Kita.
Yeah.
All right.
Holy shit.
That worked.
That was a perfectly
so,
cut
screen. That's up there, but nothing could beat the #1 game that I hated the most this year.
Yep.
And I think Kat would agree.
Absolutely.
Is It Takes Two. Game of the year, my ass.
This is a spoiler for the end if anyone wants to avoid a spoiler of the end of It Takes Two, but I'm sorry, it encompasses it.
Yes.
It
Yes,
encompasses
it does.
our feelings. And it made me do this! No. I don't want to have to rewatch it. Stop. Okay. Once this is done and the cutscene has happened and I'm not forcing it to happen anymore, I'm out. I had to hold a button, chat.
Break her neck. Break his neck. Wow.
I'm fucking out. Bye. Nope.
Wow.
Nope. This is terrible and I hate it.
Wow.
I hate it.
Wow. Wow.
Hate it.
They got the endings on the wrong game. Yes, Soothsayer. They should have kissed at the end of A Way Out. I am here. I've been done since the first stream. What bullshit is this?
I'm upset. Still.
I love that you're peeking around angrily.
No! Yeah. No!
What a perfect ending to that clip. This is why when people say, well, it's ambiguous if they got back together. Is it?
No, it's not!
Is it? Because I don't think so.
The whole game is forced therapy in the worst way.
For two toxic people who should not be together.
Mm-hmm.
And who are also bad parents on top of it.
Yep. Yes. Absolutely. You bathe in your child's tears and you feel no remorse.
Yeah. And mutilate their favorite toy. So.
And made me mute him. Like, a lot of my frustrating moments was that it made me do that. It made me kiss at the end. It made you hold a fucking button. Kita and I both had to hold a button to continue that cutscene. Because I tried to let go, and it was like, are you going to continue? I felt it forced into things I didn't want to be in. I can't imagine how that mom felt at the end. There's so many problems.
Yep, and it's getting glorified. Love that.
Game of the year, chat. Anger release. It's not healthy to hold in that much hate. It's fine. Over Guardians of the Galaxy? I don't think Guardians of the Galaxy was on any list, but that's because it was brand new, right? Or, like, because sometimes they don't include stuff that was released too close to the end, although then Red Dead Redemption
any
2,
of the other games on that list, I would have been
Chicory
fine
was
with.
only on one list. It was on, Best Indie Game and didn't even win that. I was pissed.
What won
Chicory
Best
was
Indie Game?
Phenomenal. I don't remember. It wasn't terrible. I love Chicory. Also, Psychonauts 2 should have won Game of the Year out of that list, and it didn't. I'm upset about it.
I would have been fine with any
over
other
RE8.
game on that list,
Yeah, also RE8. Which, I mean, again, RE8's not the best. It's better than It Takes Two. Anyway. Thankfully, Guardians won Best Narrative. Oh, so it was on the lists. Okay. Over Metroid Dread. I've heard Metroid Dread's kind of a hit and miss. Like, I want to play it, but, like, its accessibility is horrendous, I've heard. It's very, very difficult, which is a little frustrating for me, but all those lists have been BS for years. I know, but god damn it. It's a good point. It can keep the Game of the Year title as long as, or as the last year was pretty trashy, in my opinion. No, I was so salty. Like, the one time an indie game wins Game of the Year and it's fucking It Takes Two.
It should have been A Way Out.
A Way Out absolutely should have won over that. A Way Out was so much better writing, so much more engaging. I never wanted to stop playing it. I could not wait for It Takes Two to end. It does not end. It is fucking endless. It feels like anyone who played It Takes Two never actually beat it. They never finished the game. It is long. Yeah. It is too long.
Each level is too long for the most part, where you're just like, okay, I'm over this part.
Yeah. It's too fucking long on top of the trash writing. The only thing that was fun was the level designs were cute, and I enjoyed some of the gameplay mechanics when they introduced them. But again, they don't stick to one. Then I have to learn another one. It feels like too many things they wanted to put into one game instead of fleshing out a few things.
Yeah. So, like, even if you completely ignore the story and the characters and the dialogue, I still didn't really enjoy playing it. Like, the one time that I enjoyed it was the snow level.
Yeah, that was the best.
That,
and
I will say, was good. That was fun. That's about
Kids
it.
Fort was fine.
Which
the dinosaurs. We liked the dinosaurs.
The dinosaur section was very small, though.
Yes. Like, and so was the Kids Fort. That was apparently a section. It's like, okay, I blinked.
And it was very small, but like the part with all the like the bees and like in the tree, I did not like that at all.
The bees felt like its own like game. Like it would have just ended at the end of that, and that could have been a game.
Yep, didn't like that. I didn't like the very end where we had to just go around and like.
The end was the worst. I wanted to.
Well, because there was also some motion sickness issues, if I remember correctly.
There were for you, and then also just like the whole forcing the mom to go through that last section, I just like hated every moment of it. It was so uncomfortable.
Because it wasn't supporting her and her desire to sing. It was like, I'm not comfortable with this, and you're forcing me to sing in front of people that I eat. Like, I understand.
Okay, I guess I love you for
fears, but yeah, exactly. Like, I understand confronting your fears, but you have to be ready. You have to be emotionally ready and at a place to do that. And some people are fine. Like, they don't necessarily want to push through that.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. It Takes Two is too many games in one game with shitty characters. Yeah, none of the characters were likable.
None of them. We didn't even see the kid enough to, like, have any emotions about her.
Yeah, and, like, Cutie. Cutie was the most precious character, and we killed her.
Yep.
You ignore 75% of the game, it could be enjoyable. Yeah. So, like, I mean, if you enjoyed it yourself, you played through it, you enjoy it. That's your opinion. Totally. Cool. Like, valid. Just, this was our experience. And it was hard. It was even worse because I don't tend to have high expectations for stuff. I tend to usually try not to. But for once, I actually had high expectations because it was the creators of A Way Out. And A Way Out was so good. And I was phenomenally let down. And I was so sad about it.
Yeah.
And she was a witch. Yeah, I mean, true. We do know she was a witch.
It also took itself, like, I don't know. It seemed like it patted itself on the back.
Oh, yeah.
If that makes sense. Of like, oh, look, like, this is such a deep message. And, like, we're doing so much exploring this marriage. And I'm like, this is really toxic in every sense of the word. And these two people are terrible and should not be together. Mm-hmm. And then you basically just were like, oh, well, the solution is to stay together.
Yep. And the devs were asked, why did you do the cutie part? And they're like, oh, it's Monty Python humor. I'm like, no, it's fucking not.
No.
It's absolutely not. My core example of why it's not Monty Python humor and why you didn't understand Monty Python humor and why it was the humor it was is because, prime example, 'Tis But a Scratch is funny because he's acting like he's not hurt. He's acting like, no, I'm fine. Have at. We're still going to fucking fight. And you're like, bro, you don't have any arms or legs left. You're just a torso. And he's like, I still have my torso. Like, that's why it's funny. Cutie is begging for her fucking life and is passing out from the pain because of the torture you're putting her through. That's not funny. That's just torture.
Yeah, and also, like, part of the Black Knight section of Monty Python is so funny because he has all this bravado. Like, he's like, you know, I'm so great. And then, like, his arm immediately gets cut off and he's like, oh, I don't care. Like, I still have another one. It's fine.
Yeah.
And, like, with Cutie, she's defenseless.
Yeah.
She's
running away from you. And
yeah, she's running away from you. She's defenseless, and she's like pleading for her life, and you're basically torturing her as you tear her apart. That's like torture, and even I was uncomfortable by that.
Yeah.
Even if there wasn't blood or anything, it was still just really it's uncomfortable to have somebody begging for their life that you're just like a defenseless, you know, stuffed animal begging for its life. As you just like pull it apart.
I cried.
That's not.
I cried.
They missed the mark on that humor, and you know,
and they don't think they did.
No.
Like the interview shows, they have no idea what made Monty Python humor funny.
Yeah, and I like dark humor, like clearly.
Yeah, so do I.
And
Love it.
I did not find that scene humorous at all in any sense of the word. And the tone, like, it just wasn't.
They're like, I'll need therapy after this. I'm like, that's not funny.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't done well.
I did not laugh once at Cutie's death. I was disturbed the whole time. Yep. The more I hear about the scene, the more inexcusable it becomes. I was crying. I was upset I had to play through that. Like, I wanted to walk away.
Yeah, because we had to actually do it. It wasn't even a cutscene again, which made it worse.
Yeah, I'm the one doing the torture. And even still with the rabbits and Holy Grail, the joke of that was that they seem like innocent animals, but were actually bloodthirsty beasts. Yeah, if like Cutie had turned around and been like, "Ah, die, motherfuckers," like that would have been different. That's not what happened. I love dark and edgy comedy, but It Takes Two completely whiffed. Yeah. Even Tim was put off by it. Yeah. Fucking Tim. Yeah, mental health is not a joke.
Tim.
Yup. It glorifies toxic relationships. Yes. It's like, hey, well, I mean, like, it tries to be like, oh, you're going through therapy. But again, they didn't agree to it. They're being forced through it.
Yeah, forced therapy is not going to help anyone. You have to be ready and open to that and consent to it.
Yeah, and it glorifies pushing someone to do something they don't want to do. The mom clearly didn't want to do what she wanted to do at the end, or what she was being forced to do. And then it's like, oh, she's singing, so therefore she loves it again. It's like, I'd be pissed if I genuinely just didn't want to do something because of an experience I had with it or whatever, and my significant other's like pushing me to fucking do it. Like, it's different if they're encouraging, like, I kind of want to do this thing, and they're like, oh my God, you'd be great at it. Here's all the things. Like, what do you need from me? Like, that's different. That's support. But when you're like, I don't want to do this thing anymore. I don't like what I went through. I didn't have anything like good feelings from it. And then they're like, no, you're amazing at it. You need to keep doing it. I'm going to do all these things to make you keep doing it. I'd be fucking pissed.
Yeah, that's not helpful. That can actually make things worse for that person and their fear if they're being pushed into it and they're not ready to experience that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that, Demonis brings out a good point. The fact that he blamed her for not gardening anymore because she didn't praise him enough. And yes, they do cover how, like, oh, it shouldn't have been on her. But, like, that dude had a clearly unhealthy mentality of how relationships work. It is not her responsibility to continue. Yeah, I know. It's not her responsibility that you didn't continue your passion. Yes, your partner should support you, but sometimes they've got shit going on themselves. Like, she was supporting the whole ass house. What's your ass doing?
Yeah, seriously. And then it was like, well, you work too much. It's like, well,
she had to.
You can't win.
She literally had to. Like, that. It honestly shit on the girl most of the time. Like, it felt like it was written by men.
Well,
I don't know if it was. I don't know how many women were on any sort of committee board for that, but it felt like the woman got the shit end of the stick most of the time. And it was very frustrating. He wasn't even gardening.
And even with that said, she sucked too.
Yeah, like he was a stay-at-home father and it seems like he didn't do anything.
Which is great because I would love to see that more because you don't see that a lot in media. You don't really
Not
see...
healthily.
No, you don't often see a stay-at-home dad, and it would have been nice to see that done well.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah, because I think they were trying to do a role reversal of the woman doing all the work and the man working from home, but all of his complaints about working from home had nothing to do with working from home.
No.
Like, or like being a stay-at-home father. It had nothing to do, like, there was one point where he's like, oh, I know all these things about my daughter. And she's like, oh, I don't, because he spends a lot more time with her. And he's like, well, maybe spend some additional time with her. That was like in the beginning, though. That was before it took a bad turn. Like, that wasn't that bad. But as soon as it got to like his passions and things he does around the house and stuff, like, they didn't even touch on like, oh, you do all this stuff around the house. No, apparently he just builds massive play places for her and doesn't do anything else, I guess. I don't know. They may have talked about the cooking minorly, but like, I don't remember it. It's not a significant part. Like, they don't do important things that stay-at-home parents do.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it just
also,
seems like he fucks off.
The book was also insufferable. I'm sorry, but the book, I have not hated a character as much as that book in a long
Lissy
time.
Get mad every time he comes on screen makes me cackle. I'm just saying. Also, the whole Lissy's like already done with the game, and she's like, "When is it gonna be over?" And I'm like, "Girl, you don't even know. You have so much longer to go." She has like 3 or 4 more worlds and chapters. Like,
Oh my god.
I don't know if they're gonna beat it, to be honest.
It is interesting though that to see their perspective, because they are a married couple playing it.
Yeah, Lissy has expressed that she's like, I know they're gonna get together at the end of this game, and I don't agree with it. Like, she's already said, I don't agree with it. I don't think they're gonna hate it as passionately as we do, because they haven't expressed that at the point they're at the snow world right now, or just after the snow world, and like, they don't. The only thing is, like, Lissy just wants to, like, it to be over. She's like, I'm done playing this game. Whereas, like, in terms of that, she has expressed that she's not happy knowing that they're going to get together. Matt doesn't seem to have, any strong feelings one way or another. He's just playing it because they started it. It seems like they're just trying to finish it at this point. But, yeah. Like, she does agree that she doesn't think they should be together. That's not how they should have ended it. She doesn't know that yet. Lissy doesn't know 100% that that's what happens, but she knows. Like, it's obvious. I said it. I was like, they're going to get together at the end. Like, once you're in the snow world, you know, because of that whole, oh, this is where we took our honeymoon. Oh, let's go into the house. What are you going to bang? Like, what's...
Yeah, that was also weird.
Yeah.
It's like, just because you had good memories with somebody doesn't mean that you are meant to be together. Like, it's... I don't know. I just don't like that narrative of like, well, let's just reminisce on all the good things and then it'll be fine. And, you know, we just, like, I just don't think they were good for each other. Even
they weren't.
Going through all of that together, I didn't really feel like they were good for each other, or like they had
completely agree.
Through. Especially because they were already on the brink of divorce. Like,
yeah, they had already agreed. They're like, we're getting divorced. Like, this is our solution. We've tried anything else. And the book's like, no, you didn't. How about forced therapy?
Romantic comedy, my ass. I didn't find it funny. It just fell into like stereotypes and tropes, and it was just two people sniping at each other the whole time. Two unlikable people.
The person who said it was a romantic comedy is the motion capture for the fucking book.
Well, that tells us all we need to know.
Oof. Oof. Pushed his team. Oh, he's actually the dev too, and he did Hakim. Pushed his team to include as many mechanics and set pieces as possible, since he believed that if a gameplay mechanic is used repeatedly, it becomes less special.
I would disagree with that. I would say that it would work better if you had a base gameplay that you build upon with upgrades and such.
And that's why I liked Psychonauts 2 so much, because I didn't have to re-earn what I already got in 1, and I got to build upon them and do, like, you can add to them with pins and badges, which was fun. And like, you can have you can build Raz however you want, but you have a core set mechanic, and that I loved and adored. And I know I'm one person. I'm not everyone. I'm not the
we're
not
definitely
the voice
not
of
the
everyone.
majority.
Yeah, apparently. But I disagree. I think like maybe that would have been fun at first. Like, that's why I really liked A Way Out. There was sections that were different, but the core mechanic was pretty much the same.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was the same kind of button configuration and everything. It's just like you did different things, and the narrative was so interesting and kept you wanting to play because you wanted to find out more, and you were rooting for your characters even if they did seem kind of villainy.
We
like, you
loved
were rooting
it
for
so
them.
much we couldn't stop playing and finished it in one stream.
Which says a lot.
That says so much, because we never do that.
No.
And we didn't even notice the time passing at first. Like, yeah, at the end, we're like, okay, we're a bit tired, but we feel so close. But
and that game was actually funny. Like, there were moments in that game that were very funny. Whereas It Takes Two, I don't think we really laughed at, like, the majority of the story or dialogue. Like,
if we laughed, it's because of something we did.
Yeah, something gameplay-wise that we did. It wasn't really a funny game, which is kind of odd that they're describing it as like this comedy. I'm like, I feel like you missed the mark a lot on that one.
Yeah.
And I get that humor is subjective, but like, I don't know.
Oh, that's also the director and writer. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, one of the writers.
A perfectly good ending for that would have been "We suck as a couple, but let's be friends." I think
or let's co-parent.
They could have really made it be like, I appreciate you as a person. Like, I understand you better now. Like, we're not a good fit together, but we can still try to, like, raise our daughter, you know, separately, but still, like, kind of be on the same page. Like you said, co-parent. Yeah. And they could be friends even. Or at least on friendly terms.
Go through therapy to learn how to be better parents. They were apparently not the best parents.
Yeah.
Maybe learn how to be better parents. Maybe help your daughter that's currently resigned because you guys aren't going to be together. Talk her through it. Spend some time with her. Don't just be like, okay, yeah, you can go play. And then we'll go take naps and have an out-of-body experience that puts us back together. It's fine.
I just think that it's important to normalize, like, splitting up.
Yeah.
Even if there's a child involved, because if you and your partner are not happy, that's not going to make the child's life better.
Yup.
It's going to make it worse.
And it shows them unhealthy relationships. It shows them, oh, I need to stay together with someone even if I'm not happy.
Yep. And try to make it work for the kids. And then you know, there ends up being bitterness, you know, towards the spouse, potentially towards the child. There could be bitterness from the child to the parents. Yeah. Like,
you could think you're great at it. The kid's going to pick it up.
Yep. Yeah, it's just not a good message to be sending.
Yeah. The true hidden secret replay, the game 5 times ending of It Takes Two, is that they throw away the kid in half to make a new one and try again. I hate that.
You know, the sad thing is I wouldn't be surprised if we got a sequel and they had another kid in the sequel. I would not be surprised at all.
I would cry.
And then, like, I don't know, you play as, like, the 2 kids. I'm just saying, I could see it happening.
Yeah. When I heard the plot, I was like, it would be nice if they did, we weren't good together, but we can be separate and better parents, but they went with the boring get back together ending. Yeah. Which I guess they say, oh, it's not confirmed. Bitches, you made them kiss.
With fireworks.
You made me kiss! With fireworks,
yeah. That seemed pretty concrete to me.
Yeah.
It's not like they hugged.
And it's not just like a cute, like, peck and, like, you know, we'll be friends. No, it was a kiss. That was an intimate kiss.
And that also broke the spell, basically. So, why else, what other conclusion would you make from that? That's the only thing that got them out of that predicament. So, and, like, what, you think they're just gonna be like, nah, we're not together now? I mean, I don't know. That seems
I didn't
pretty...
get this game for free. I don't feel that bad. Like, I mean, like, I'll be softer for a game that I got for free, but I maybe had some bad times. But I will say I've never actually had that bad of a time until this game. Like, I'm unafraid of still talking about what needs to be improved upon with a game, even if I've gotten the code for it. Like, Tormented Souls, they gave me the code. I appreciate the fuck out of that because I would have been pissed if I paid for it and then broke the game. But
yeah,
I also do really enjoy the game. I'm not lying. I love the game. There are some things that need to be improved upon, and I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah.
I'm saying the same with It Takes Two. I'm not ragging on it harder because I didn't get it for free. It's just I don't care if, like, anyone sees this because this is just my unadulterated opinion about it.
Yeah. And
I've never felt this passionately about a game before.
Especially because it's so much wasted potential.
Yeah, I think that's,
it
rough. Could be the betrayal we feel coming from
Yeah.
A Way Out to doing It Takes Two. And not many people played A Way Out that played It Takes Two. Like, a lot of them didn't even know A Way Out existed until they played It Takes Two. So it's like, we come from a different perspective than a lot of people. Yeah, like, Matt and Lissy haven't played A Way Out. I'm like, you guys need to play A Way Out.
Well, and especially because this game is the one that's getting attention, they're probably going to make more games like this. You know what I mean? Because they're going to be like, oh, this worked, so let's do this. And then A Way Out will just be forgotten, which is a bummer. Because that's just kind of how it goes, you know? It's like, oh, well, more people responded to this, even if it wasn't as good, so we'll just keep doing this. And...
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Especially if it sold better, which I feel like it did. Especially when in Game of the Year, people probably bought more copies afterwards. You know?
Yep. You're right. You are completely right. And it is
And that's just a
frustrating.
bummer.
That's just a bummer. Well, I keep forgetting about Cat's little braid thingy, and then it catches my eye, and I get confused. It's like, yeah, I got this at Universal. I keep forgetting to show you guys. Hold on. How do I... There we go. I did the pan colors because I'm gay as fuck, and they made me pick a... Well, they didn't make me, but they're like, oh, a fourth color? I'm like, white, I guess. But the beads, I just did the pan flag, so... Hey! I keep accidentally getting hooked on it, and it hurts. Because, like, you know, not all of your hair is in there, so it's a little more down than I think it's supposed to be. And I think some of my hair is broke at this point because I keep brushing through it. But
I remember
actually, A Way Out sold really well, over 3.5 million. Oh, really?
That's interesting because not a lot of people talked about it in the way that people talk about It Takes Two.
No
you know
one
what I mean?
did that I knew. I literally, the only people I knew that also, well, I'm sure there are more. The only people of the people I watched that played It Takes Two, or I mean, that played A Way Out, was Game Grumps. Like, that was the only ones else that I knew that played it out of the people I watch. So, and follow on Twitter. No one around that time had played it that I knew. So, I'm sure more did. I just didn't see them. So, and then now I did see a couple people start to play A Way Out after It Takes Two because they found out it existed. But, like, Matt and Lissy got to the Easter egg of the statues of the two from A Way Out, and I was like, you guys need to play it.
They do. It's so good.
They would love it. But to convince them to play it after It Takes Two, I don't know. Which sucks. So
tell them to just not finish It Takes Two and just play
Just switch. Just switch.
Yeah, just switch.
It's worth it. Trust me.
Live your best life.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. So that's our favorite games and 2 unfavorite games. And I'd agree with Kita about It Takes Two. Honestly, that was probably the only game that I had trouble playing. So, like, playing through the whole game for multiple reasons. So I'd agree with that. We promise it's way better. I know. But only within the last 6 months. Yeah, I don't know many people that played it when it came out. I only know a lot more now. So I don't know. But play A Way Out, chat. Play A Way Out. If you haven't played A Way Out, play A Way Out. Play it. Play it. It's better. Play it. Review it. Say it's amazing. It's the best thing. Make more things like that. Anyway. Honestly, I was pretty shocked that you guys finished the whole game. Hope. Unfounded hope.
I think it was, for me, it was more of like, are you going to prove me right?
Yeah.
Like,
that's what I mean. I had the slimmest hope that it wasn't going to go the way it was going to go. And salt. Salt kept me alive. Kita salt and my salt. Hi, Major. Hello. Not unlikely for Matt and Lissy to not finish It Takes Two. I mean, I hope they don't. Just switch.
Yep.
People keep encouraging them in the comments and being like, oh, I really hope you guys finish this. It's so good. And I'm like, who are you? And where do you live? I just want to talk.
Just want to have a nice conversation.
Let's just have a nice chat. That's all I want. Just realized I've been thinking of the wrong game this whole time when you mentioned A Way Out. Wait, for what?
What were you thinking?
What?
Were you thinking Saints Row?
I kept thinking of the snow puzzle game.
Oh, we were here.
I mean,
that
we
makes
were here
sense.
together. Yeah, we had some troubles with the third game, but the first two were really good.
Oh,
we
the
liked
third
the first
one,
two.
that puzzle.
The third one had some obtuse puzzles.
No,
that was
A
only
Way
on
Out-
YouTube though. We never streamed it. We never streamed the third one.
Yeah, we didn't stream the third one, and thankfully we didn't, because that one puzzle took forever.
It took so long, and we looked it up, and it still was like, what? If you look something up and you're still confused. Anyway,
did we look it up?
I think we did, but there
I know,
wasn't. The problem was we played it the day of or the day before
Yeah, I
it came
didn't
out,
think
so
there
there
was
wasn't
any.
any. There was just one person who said a hint of like, you need to stop the sound or something, and we were like,
I was
how?
gonna say, I don't remember us really having much help with that, and I remember being stuck
It
on
wasn't
that one
much.
puzzle for ages.
Yeah, because there wasn't like a full-on solution yet, so there might be better now. But there are people who comment on our shit and are like, either one, I guess we got really lucky with an ending puzzle, and they were like, oh my god, you were so lucky. It took me and my friend hours to figure this out because we just flipped some switches randomly and it happened to get it right. But for the tube one, people will be like, oh my god, thank you so much for this video. I didn't know what to do. There's so many people that comment that, and then some people that are bitches. But like the fact that there are people
there's still
saying
people
that is,
watching that on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, take care, Dalton.
See ya.
But yeah, so that was the stream. We are really late. We'll be live
Yes,
again
we
on
are.
Kita's channel.
Hi.
Hi.
We're playing Casper.
Kita's playing Casper and I'm watching.
You're gonna need a walkthrough. Rupert?
Oh, I'm gonna follow a walkthrough to tell you?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I have a vendetta against this game, okay? I need to beat it, and I got stuck.
That's fair. So.
And if we finish it, we'll play Hades. So.
Oh, yay. Hades. Wait, you're not farther. You're farther than me, though.
By how much?
I don't know. I've only beaten it like 3 or 4 times.
Oh, no, then I'm fine, because I'm playing my PS5 file. So I only beat it 3 times so far.
Oh, okay, that's fine then. Okay. So yeah, that's what we're doing on Kita's channel. So chat, if you're not already following and watching Kita, please do. She's wonderful and amazing and streams in the evening while I stream during the day, so you get equal content. But yeah, we'll be live again in like an hour and a half-ish on her channel. So PS5, Kita, please do not tell lies. Those don't exist. I mean, fair.
I'm the void. I pulled one out of thin air.
She's magic.
Magic.
But yeah. So we're gonna go raid someone. We're gonna go raid Minx and Chrism. I don't know which one's streaming, but we're gonna raid the Crink show. Minx just got surgery, so let's give them some love and support and healing vibes. All of the healing vibes to them.
All the vibes.
All of the vibes. They are absolutely wonderful beings. They Chrism does art, Minx plays games. They do it all. They're amazing. So please go follow and watch them if you're not already. We're gonna go raid them. If you guys need something to say, copy and paste this to 1, make sure it works, and 2, to let us know you're coming with. Please use Kita's emotes if you got them. I think mine are out of date again. So
I switch my emotes a lot.
Yeah. It's fine. What's one everyone has?
Well,
love?
I kept Rhea in with the heart.
Okay,
For a
so
while.
guys, use Rhea. But we'll see you guys tonight in just a little bit. So, also, the next stream on my channel is just tomorrow at noon Central Standard Time. I'll be doing, what am I doing tomorrow? Oh, I'll be doing 13 Sentinels. So if you liked watching me do that anime visual novel game with all the Fire Emblem 3 Houses voice actors and want to see some RTS stuff, that's tomorrow at noon Central Standard Time. Kita, do you have any streams for the rest of the week? I didn't think so.
Just tonight. So,
Just tonight. So, be there tonight, and we'll see you guys tonight and tomorrow. But thank you guys so much for being here. And, oh, Ball Guy works too. Ball Guy works phenomenally. I'm going to copy and paste that. So, we'll see you guys later. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye
Bye, guys.